Drakkenheim is no more. Struck by a falling star, the city bathed in eldritch fire on that woeful eve. The tumultuous aftermath brought chaos, families torn asunder, and a kingdom shattered. 15 years later, monsters stalk the haunted streets of Drakkenheim. Caught amidst rival factions struggling to rule the rubble, three unlikely partners venture forth into the crumbling city in search of riches, renown, and revenge.
Good evening and welcome to Drakkenheim. This is the Dungeon Dudes weekly Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition live stream campaign. My name is Monty Martin, running the game tonight as Dungeon Master.
And I'm Kelly McLaughlin, and I'm going to be playing Sebastian Crow, the half-elf shadow sorcerer. And we're joined by our good friends
Jill Denitis playing Veo Senya, the Tabaxi Gloomstalker Ranger.
And Joe O'Gorman playing Pluto Jackson, the human battlemaster.
Tonight's episode of Dungeons of Drakkenheim is sponsored by Skull Splitter Dice. They sent us these amazing metal dice that we've been using in our games. Monty has his own sets of metal dice that he's been using, mostly gold. Thanks for knocking my mic.
Sorry.
And yeah, what's if you like dice, and I know you do, then you should definitely check out Skull Splitter Dice, and you should go to their website, which is www.skullsplitterdice.com, and you should buy yourself a set of dice and use the discount code DDUDES to pick up a set for yourself, and that will get you 15% off your first order.
When last we left our heroes, they had been defeated by the monster known as Big Linda, the vicious pet Tyrannosaurus owned by the Queen of Thieves. Extraordinarily pleased with the results of their surrender, the Queen of Thieves has agreed to spare their lives, resting her laurels on the public humiliation of the party in front of the assembled Queen's men. With that, the Queen of Thieves has agreed to return the possessions to our heroes, minus Veo's badge belonging to her father, the ring of Queen Lenore von Kessel that Sebastian had taken from her, and the box and key that the Amethyst Academy had entrusted to our heroes. This mysterious delirium-based weapon, which is now in the hands of the enigmatic Queen of Thieves. What she could be planning to do with some sort of horrible device of mass destruction is anyone's guess. But it is now in her possession. She has agreed, however, to exchange Veo's badge for another valuable trinket from amongst the relics of the small council of Drakkenheim, should our heroes ever locate one. Your possessions returned to you, a stipend of gold, and your tentative agreement with the Queen of Thieves for a short term of non-aggression and a long-term working relationship ended with you all being escorted back to a small stone room with some relatively soft beds for you to pack it in for the night and rest.
It's better than the cells we were in night before, so
It's true.
I always like sleepovers with you guys. It's nice.
I mean, it's been a few months of us constantly sleeping over, but yeah.
It's comfortable. I
As
feel
you
comfortable with you.
awake in the morning, the first thing that you notice is that the beds are on the opposite side of the room, and the door has moved from the side of the room it was on to the other side of the room.
What?
Are you sleep renovating again, Veo?
Feng
No,
Shui?
no.
Are you set dressing this place?
It wasn't me. I mean, I toss and turn a little bit in my sleep.
No, aren't you the one that screams in the night?
Did I scream to the point where our beds turned? I haven't had night terrors, though, since I faced my doggy
yeah.
fears.
Yeah, we didn't have to shove a pillow on
true.
his face, so...
So, okay, if it wasn't me and it wasn't Veo,
And I don't know how to do that.
you don't know how to move beds?
No, they're breaking them. I would only know how to throw it against the wall.
And the only logical explanation is that we were moved during the night.
Or magic.
Or magic.
Or magic.
Yeah.
Magic is a pretty good catch-all for most things that happen to us
Yeah.
in Drakkenheim.
How did we end up here? Magic. Does it look like the same room?
Make an investigation check.
24.
Well, attention to detail has been paid to make the room look similar. They were both very Spartan rooms to begin with. Judging by just the bedding, the shape of everything, looking around, paying attention to the details that you saw of the room previously, there's a few nicks on the bed and scuffs on the floors that indicate that this might be a different room entirely.
How? I mean, I'm a pretty light sleeper.
Yeah, I've seen you sleep. You sleep with one or both eyes open usually.
Yeah.
And your bow drawn. It's really intense. It's terrifying. How did this get past us?
And you always mumble Zephyr Strike. You say it just under your breath, Zephyr Strike.
Is that why I wake up and not all my spell slots are back?
I'm pretty sure you've cast Zephyr Strike on yourself in your sleep before.
When you see an animal running in its sleep, you just run so far.
Okay, so how are we moved then?
Is there a door still?
Yes,
I'm gonna
there
open the
is.
door.
You open the door,
Check outside.
and
we still-
before you, the door opens into what appears to be a cellar, with a short set of stairs leading up from the doorway itself. So the door opens into the room,
Right to the.
and then there's a short set of stairs leading upwards, about 5 feet, that look like they're going into a long abandoned cellar.
Well, I say we go up. Might as well.
Yeah. No other way. Put up.
Slowly start to creep up the stairs.
You creep up the stairs, and you can see that as you get to the top of the stairs, you see that there are wooden floorboards covering the cellar ahead, and there's just the ever slightest cracks of light coming through the floorboards above. Although the light, curiously, doesn't spill down the staircase. It stops abruptly at the top of the stairs.
I want to listen for any sound.
Sure. Give me a perception check.
12.
12? Cool. Sounds quiet. There is the low patter of light rain that can be heard.
It's a regular day in Drakkenheim.
Good old Drakkenheim. Good old rainy Drakkenheim.
Does that lead outside?
Let's take a look. I push open the top.
You're at the top of the stairs leading into the room, so there's nothing to push open.
Oh,
It's
sorry,
just,
I
it
thought
just
there was a thing.
it just walks in.
Oh, I go
But
in.
as you walk through, behind you the wall appears solid.
Oh, secret room again?
If I pat on the wall where I came out of, is it solid?
No, it's not.
Ooh.
Your hand goes right through it.
I poke my head back through and be like, "Hey guys!"
She's completely visible
Yeah,
from
what
the
are
other
you
side.
what are
Oh.
you doing? We're just watching you
I'm like, I assume I'm like a floating head at this point because I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm like, come through. Look I'm a floating head.
Magic. It's just magic.
All right.
She's having
Or maybe
a
a
magic
floating
moment.
body on the other side. I don't know.
I
hoping
go
something.
I go through and then I turn around. I'm like, oh,
That's, yeah.
Yeah, we all
Whoa.
get it.
That's how
I
this goes.
I
get it.
get it. Okay, so
So we found a secret entranceway out of Thieves area.
yeah, into a room that we don't know how we ended up in. So that's kind of the problem. We don't really know how we got there.
The room that you were in, there were a few foot lockers with some provisions. basic clothing, some bits of leather armor, some ammunition, a few daggers, a few things that could be used to keep somebody safe for a little while. But the cellar itself has a rough wooden staircase leading up into the remains of what looks like to be an old workshop. There are some tools strewn about. Lots of extra pairs of shoes. It was a cobbler's workshop. So there's the horns that cobblers would use to work with, and it smells roughly of leather.
Can I put together like a cobbler's toolkit?
Yes, you could. Yes.
I'm taking a cobbler's toolkit.
I assume there's some
adding that to my equipment.
some polishing tools, because I think I need to find a way to keep myself clean. But now I want to elevate my cleanliness.
There are some rags and some shoe shine.
That's what I want.
And some oil that you could probably use to shine leather. Yeah, or treat leather.
I just laugh at you.
Most of the place has been ransacked, but of course, interestingly enough, there's not a single matched pair of shoes in the entire place, because any matching pair of boots would be an extremely valuable commodity in Drakkenheim. So there's just several lost souls hovering, scattered about the floor.
But
I don't even wear shoes. I just go barefoot.
Does that hurt?
Bare paw.
Cat foot.
Bear claw.
I'm on the ball tonight.
Magic.
Most of the roof of the old cobbler's place has been blown off, and so you can see that you are deep in the middle of the spokes, south of the main part of the city, and several large city blocks away from Buckle Down Row.
Well,
I guess we're out.
yeah. So, I mean, we've talked with the queen. We know what we need to get. We still got a little bit of time before we have to go see the commander,
big
right?
fight.
When you say we know what we need to get, you mean for the queen?
Yeah.
Like we're working for the queen.
She knows about my dad. I need to do what she says to get that information.
This is getting really confusing with all of these different
Who's
factions.
our friends?
You two?
Your dad?
My dad, maybe, on a good day. He made you some nice armor.
There's a difference between friends and allies, though.
Interesting. Oh, man, that's deep.
Yeah. Difference between friends and allies.
Yep. You guys are my friends. My best friends.
You wouldn't eat us?
If you were really hungry and trapped in that room, let's say, how many days would you wait before you ate my face?
I mean, I can go a long time without food. I don't like to. I value food.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't eat your faces right away. Maybe your
That's
fingers.
the nice. Thank you so much. Yeah, start with the extremities. I really appreciate that. Can you save the face for last?
Oh yeah.
I need the face.
Yeah, that's what I. You know,
Guys, we fought a dinosaur.
we lost to.
We lost to a dinosaur. What's
My
a
life
dinosaur?
flashed before my eyes.
A lizard.
And
it was a great
really
lizard.
hasn't done that in other than maybe 2-3 times in 15 years.
I visit death often. I welcome it sometimes.
I remember the first week that I knew you. You were almost eaten by rats on more than one occasion. So I don't put it past you.
I'm kind of used to it now.
I have not faced death nearly as many times as I have in Drakkenheim. Usually I'm pretty efficient at my job.
Every night you had a nightmare.
That's not... I mean, I guess that is death. Literally, there was a death dog that was dragging me through the gates of hell.
So, taking stock of what we know and what we need to do. I mean, we still have a couple days towards the fight. There's one group that we kind of haven't seen yet.
Yeah, we need to.
They're not a. We don't want. Do we use the word cult?
I openly use the word cult with them.
The
Cults.
followers of the falling fire.
When we're with them, we should probably
Followers.
try to be a little softer.
Members.
They're the only people that we haven't talked to in Drakkenheim. I mean, technically we didn't really talk to the gnolls very much,
They don't.
but they don't seem to talk.
They don't really count.
Um,
They just.
And we have an inn.
Yep.
We help that old man. If we find him, he
We
might
save
be.
them.
He
Yeah.
might like.
didn't he say something like "Come on back anytime"? Was that his voice?
Cornelius, is that you?
No, that's just one of my voices. Like he said that we were welcome there, right?
Yeah, they're really the only ones we haven't kind of taken stock of to figure out if. Well, we said the thieves. We know they're not going to interfere with our upcoming battle.
Well,
but
we know that we have the queen's word.
I mean, she
Yeah.
did spare our lives.
I think this plays into our favor not to interfere with this part. She's going to gain more values by letting this happen.
I do think it's important that we talk to the cult, just because once we do, we can really. I think that we need to have a Draken Force meeting
Mhm.
about who we're with, what's our goals, but it is important that we meet this last faction first, because things are getting a little messy here in Drakkenheim. There's so many factions. They all want us to do different things. We thought we were going in to kill the Queen of Thieves and like dismantle her queensmen, but instead we ended up coming out working for them.
Yep.
So things are getting very
Complicated.
very quickly.
Yeah, we need to I think once we meet the new faction, we'll make some charts. We'll do some pros and cons lists.
Yeah,
Well,
Figure out the maths and figure out where we lie and where we sit and
yeah.
whether we just want to make our own faction.
And I mean, if anybody
Get the
wants,
rats in on this.
if anybody wants to talk about like your father or who George is,
Or how you got expelled from school.
yeah, we could talk about that.
okay, Pluto, I'll make you a deal.
Okay.
We've been friends a while now, right?
Best friends.
Best friends. Do you trust me
I trust you.
with your life? I saved your life.
I do.
Okay, cool, cool.
I do.
If you tell me your secret, I'll tell you mine.
Okay.
Do I just get this for free then?
I mean,
Mayo, go wait outside.
Yes.
Theo, you're kind of an open book. Like, I don't know, is there some big secret about your dad that you're not telling us? Because I'm pretty sure your whole thing is you're looking for your dad, and you think he's in the castle, and we need to get in that castle at some
Well,
point.
There's probably leads in that castle, but
Do you
I
have
don't know
any
if he's in there.
like deep buried regrets?
I mean, there's that one time where I ate a pigeon.
What?
I ate a pigeon.
But you love pigeons.
One of your pigeons?
It was the mama pigeon. Biggest regret of my life. She was so great. And she made 3 beautiful baby pigeons that I've been taking care of for the years that I've been in Drakkenheim.
Is that why you have the 3 pet pigeons?
Yes.
Wait, when you say she was great, you mean like she was great?
She was delicious.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
That's what I thought.
okay, yeah.
She was an alright pigeon. I mean, she wasn't the brightest,
That's why she got eaten.
in the group. So
Okay.
she was- yeah, but her babies, some of the best companions I've ever had, other than you guys.
As you share your stories, are you going to travel or are you going to stay in one place?
Yeah, let's walk towards the
The
gate.
Champions.
Let's bring up our map.
Oh yeah, champions.
So right now, you have awoken in just kind of at the bottom edge of the map, in that area of large kind of ramshackle buildings. So it's almost a straight shot north to Champions Way from here, or you could head towards Champions Way and then head down the road itself towards Champions Gate. Is that the way that you want to go, or is there another route that you want to take?
that's a pretty safe route. Like we haven't run into much trouble in and around Champions Gate, have we?
If you recall, Champions Way is the path that you've seen the pilgrims of the falling fire take before.
Mm-hmm.
It's also the hunting ground for most of the Queen's men.
Fair.
We kind of have leeway that way.
We have a bit of leeway. I'm not too concerned. We're still wearing our purple bandanas. Is it purple? Red?
I think we had purple ones.
Yeah.
You're
there's-
still going to be wearing those?
We probably shouldn't.
Not
If
for
we're gonna
now.
approach the
Yeah, that's true.
and plus we can just kill any Queensmen that come up to us because I think we're pretty renowned now. Like unless it's Big Linda, we pretty much kill everything else.
Yeah, do they have a lot of big Lindas wandering the streets? Probably not. I think there's only one. So
Yeah,
I think
I think we'll be
we're
okay.
okay. Yeah, we can
Okay.
take-
We didn't really
Yeah.
get anything from the Queen to tell them not to, but I'm hoping the word spread that we're
They
working
know
with them.
that we're big time.
Superb. So, you you head down the streets towards Champion's Way, and then you'll be marching up Champion's Way towards Champion's Gate. So that's at point 3 on the map. So it'll take you a little bit of time to get there. It's a rather cold day in Drakkenheim today, but a light breeze has brought in more of a light rain as well. But as a result, the fog and the haze isn't as heavy as it usually is, so that your visibility is actually quite good. And with that, you're able to continue along your way with your little chat as you head towards Champion's Gate.
So I spilled my secret.
Yeah, that's great. Now we know your one and only secret, and I don't know. Who's George?
Who's George? George is my nephew.
Ah,
Do you have a big family?
I have an extended family, and most of them are back in Caspia. But George is significant because he kind of sort of could be heir to Drakkenheim. Maybe a little bit. Maybe,
What?
maybe like a
what?
there's a chance.
What?
There's,
What?
Did you just try to say that like under the radar? Okay, wait, no, hold on.
just try to slip that in.
That's huge, Pluto.
Yeah.
We've been spending months in Drakkenheim trying to find an heir.
No. We've been trying to find the heirs, not a heir.
Yeah, but I mean, there are multiple heirs to
Of
Drakkenheim.
the Von Kessel family.
How does? Well,
Look.
I mean, okay, now, oh, I'm going to be in the middle on this, aren't I? This is interesting.
Pluto? What do you mean he's the heir?
Yeah, how does that work?
Spell it out.
It's kind of complicated, but my sister, who I also love dearly, she kind of sort of got pregnant from one of the Von Kessels.
So he's out of wedlock.
And now you can understand why there's a little bit of importance for me to find certain documents.
Yeah.
That
Was that what you
might-
talked to the Queen about in that meeting?
Look, when watching you guys almost die, really, I feel like you're on borrowed time right now. I feel like we
Thanks.
all are.
Okay.
I feel like we all are. And the thing is that I don't want to keep you in the dark anymore.
I don't know why you didn't come to us sooner. Like this is a
I
big
didn't know
deal.
if I could trust you,
You know you can trust me.
but I don't know I can trust you till I can trust you.
Vale, can we trust you?
Yeah.
Are you? How do you feel about that? How do you feel about George?
You know what? I think if the documents say that he's the heir, then he's the heir. I mean, I'm all about official ways of doing things, but if he's trying to sneak in, then that's a no for me.
Well, Pluto said that he had no goals of changing the documents.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
So I mean,
trust
as long as yeah, I trust you.
I trust us to find them and go by what they say.
Tell me more about your family.
Yeah.
Who else do you have at home?
Um,
You have a girlfriend, pretty girlfriend, boyfriend.
Did you mention you had a wife?
Yeah, well,
No, it doesn't matter. No big deal.
I don't see no ring on that finger, Pluto.
Well, I call her my wife, but the
You
old
have a
ball and
wife?
chain.
Oh, that's great.
Like
more of
two
a-
This is great. I
more
love
like-
I love secret sharing. Let's keep
We're
going.
we're more like engaged, but
I mean,
so it's not official. You
my-
haven't locked it down yet.
the problem is that our family's been kind of in torment ever since the meteor fell.
I understand
Aw.
that. And I mean, coming on several months in Drakkenheim can really change a person and their views and their interests.
You can keep your hand there.
Um,
Oh, it's nice of
Look,
you being so supportive.
look, it's hard to explain, but if I need to restore balance to Drakkenheim,
I'm all for
and
that.
I think there needs to be balance in this, and Caspia can prosper from it, especially my family, because right now my family's kind of like we're kind of the black sheep,
Like low on the
we've
totem
been
pole.
kind of overturned, if you will. We've lost a huge sense of power, and this could help bring us back into so I owe this to my sister, my parents, my fiance, if you will, my everyone in
Here's my question for you, Pluto. Is do you think that George and your family? I know that you were probably sent on this mission to try to make sure that Caspia had a claim to Drakkenheim. Is your family good? Do you think that they're good people? Do you think that they
I mean, what is good?
don't do that?
Well, I think good people can act badly, and bad people can act
I don't know what
Good?
you're talking
Good?
about.
I don't think it's that clear. I don't know. Are we good to the Knolls? Yeah, think about it. Are we good to like the Queen? I don't know.
Like doing your best in the circumstances.
What I
that you
can
have.
tell you is that this city is in ruins, and it needs to evolve, and it needs to be there needs to be a sense of order restored, and I think we can all agree that that's what's best for Drakkenheim. There can't be like a poison fog chilling that mutates people all the time. Like like if that was your house, would you still live there?
Probably
As you say these words, you look forward along Champion's Way, and you can see the rising haze coming up from where the Great Crater is in the distance. As you come closer towards Champion's Gate, the devastation is so much clearer on the ground here than anywhere else. High up from the clock tower looking on this part of the district, the fog and the haze above conceals just how much of it is now a fog-covered ruin. The walls along the southern portion of Drakkenheim, there is a great rent in them, and most of them have been almost completely toppled, with just normally they're like 60 feet high, but it's actually hard to see as you come up along Champion's Way where the walls rise up over the ruins surrounding them. Unlike everywhere else in the city, where when you're this close, you can the walls are imposing, but particularly you can see that blast point where just even looking down along the ground, you can see chunks of masonry that look like they might have come from the city walls, and the rooftops are very clearly all blasted from the ruins on one side, as if the city walls were just catapulted like all over this part of the city. And even looking down, as you can see, thanks to the more dispersed fog, you can see that even Champion's Gate is crumbled in many respects. The whole area is devoid of even the trace amounts of vegetation. And Veo, from what you know, though, this area of the city, though, is the best for finding pieces of delirium.
This is where all the money comes from. The good salmon and tuna.
As you continue forward down Champion's Way,
Hey guys.
Would you live in a house full of poison?
Probably not. But thanks for sharing.
So,
You know,
Yeah.
thank you so much. Like I feel so relieved to know these things about you.
I didn't want to make it seem like I just felt like there was a time that was appropriate, and I didn't want my intentions to be misconstrued. I have no qualm with the Von Kessels.
I mean, honestly, the more options we have for heirs to Drakkenheim, I think the better.
They're family. As far as I'm concerned, they're family, and this is like my summer home.
yeah.
You know,
How's
this is
it-
like my my villa in Europe, and
This is my only home.
Well, I mean, this
yeah,
has been a
and
great.
I want to bring it back. Like
Wait,
it deserves to
Can
have the
Caspia be
greatness.
my summer home?
Yeah, it can be everybody's summer home. Let's
you guys
march
can-
forward.
What about you, Sebastian?
Sebastian.
What?
We've shared our secrets.
Sebastian,
All right.
what happened?
Okay.
You're
all right.
like the most mysterious. I feel like you disappeared for 15 years. You came back and you're a different person.
Yeah, you guys know about the whole me getting kind of shipped off to Amethyst Academy magic school
Scooped up.
because I had a nightmare about a meteor hitting Drakkenheim, and then like days later the meteor hit Drakkenheim. That was the beginning of the weirdness. No, the beginning of the weirdness was my birth. But anyway, why I got kicked out of school, that is something that I don't talk about a lot. And it was actually very carefully covered up by the Amethyst Academy because for most intents and purposes, I would have been probably like killed if they had found out, if people had found out what I had done. I don't know. It wasn't the best moment of my life.
Were you young?
I was young. I was learning magic, and I was in love.
Who?
There was my friends growing up. I had Veo when I was a kid. She was like my only friend. I didn't have a lot of friends growing up. It was, I don't know.
Kids were mean in Drakkenheim.
Yeah, kids were mean, and so my friends were few and far between. When I joined the Amethyst Academy, I had River, and then I met one other person that I got along with, and her name was Kat. Not a cat.
Oh.
Her name was Kat, and she had a younger sister who we called Mouse. Yeah, it was adorable. I really liked them both, and I thought I would impress them by showing them some magic that I was working on. And I knew about you guys know about the dog that kept me up at night screaming, and the night terrors, and it dragging me to hell. Yeah, I tried to summon that dog to impress them.
The same dog you have now?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
It didn't work. I wasn't strong enough. And Mouse, the younger sister, she got dragged to hell right in front of us, and I panicked and I fled. And the Amethyst Academy found out. They covered up the whole thing. I never saw Kat again. And I was kicked out of the school, and that's when I left this whole area to go pursue a life of hunting down people using my magic powers to kill people, because I decided that that's what I was best at. And maybe I could do some good in the world, and so I wanted to just disappear for a while and try to make a good name for myself, because I was sick of doing wrong. I was sick of just every time that I tried to use magic, it caused problems, it caused accidents, it made mayhem, and now here we are in Drakkenheim. I'm still trying to use magic, still trying to understand what I am, what I'm doing. And I just keep making trouble for everybody, and it scares me, and I still am not over that. And the fact that the Queen knows what happened is really scary, because the Amethyst Academy covered the whole thing up. It was kind of swept under the rug. Nothing happened. and my name was kind of erased from anything to do with that. And I was hoping that it would never come up again, and it did.
But the queen can get anywhere. It doesn't surprise me that she could get any information she wanted on us.
Mm-hmm.
I think
She could be tricking you too. She could be playing you.
Yeah, but she
Sure.
knows about it.
She also has a mind reader, in her midst, so that also doesn't surprise me.
Either way, I'm not comfortable with the fact that she knows. That's really concerning to me, because I don't know, that's just like the statement of all of my problems and all of the incidents I've caused.
Yeah, but without those incidents, we probably wouldn't be alive.
Yeah, it's the trying that separates us. You gotta keep trying.
Not when it drags an innocent girl to hell.
But you also drag like other things.
Yeah,
to
they
hell.
were monsters.
Yeah, so like there's balance.
Not yet for me, there's not. I still feel like I have a ways to go before I feel balanced.
I think the more you learn about what you can do, potentially, there's maybe a way we can look at getting her back.
Yeah, what if you can summon the dog now easily? and
So
you
maybe I
control
can... I mean, my goal has always been to become powerful enough to find a way to get her back. I don't ever want to see Kat again until I can be like, hey...
it. Whatever happened to Kat?
I don't know.
Did you lose touch?
Well, I'm afraid to talk to her, and I ran away, I disappeared, and what am I gonna do? Hey, it's been 6 years since I saw you. Sorry about your sister.
How's your
yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
I think that if it's your goal to become more powerful and get Mouse back, then however we can help you do that.
Maybe it means trying something again. Yeah, you keep trying stuff, and that's what separates you.
Something that does make me nervous that I have thought of is the demon that we keep running into.
Yeah.
But I've been afraid to ask him about that because I don't know. I don't want to know the answers. The whole thing makes me nervous. We're gonna figure it out. That's it.
Maybe we go to hell and we get her back. And just like she was dragged down there, we drag her back.
Would you do that?
I'd go to hell with you.
I would.
I love you guys.
Oh,
I love you guys.
I trust all of you so much.
I love
Again.
you guys too. And can we walk in the hug hug walk?
As you continue forward through the ruins around Champion's Way, you can hear far off a few screams and the clash of metal against metal.
We're ignoring it because we're having a moment.
We're just, the familiar sounds of Drakkenheim. People fighting.
Classic Drakkenheim.
And as you come around the alley, you can see what looks like a pair of... There are two Queensmen, a man and a woman, both covered in flecks of blood, running down the street away from Champion's Gate.
Pursuit.
Wait,
Hey,
are they
guys.
running towards us?
They're running away from the gate, and you're heading towards the gate, and they've just come out of one of the there's several other streets in this area, and they've kind of run out off of Champion's Way itself and into one of the alleys down the way.
Yeah, pursuit.
Yeah, should we?
I'm gonna run after
All right, I'm following.
because I consider myself a guard of Drakkenheim.
Okay.
I better join to make sure you don't get into too much trouble.
Dale, come on.
So I start to jog, so that way I'm not running ahead of them.
Okay.
Fast walk.
The best.
You run forward to the alley that they ran down, and you find the two of them slumped against the wall, breathing heavily. And they look up at you, and it's a man and a woman. The man has a short mohawk, and the woman has short cut hair. They're both wearing leather armor. Nothing particularly impressive about them in terms of their equipment or anything. It seems like one of them, or one or both of them, might have dropped their weapons, and they're both slightly wounded. One looks like she's got like a nick on her side, and the other man looks like he took a mace to the face. And the man looks up at you and says, and he just says, "Oh no, please, we're just trying to survive."
My name's Sebastian Crow. I'm here to help you. What do you need?
Why is there blood?
I think that's his blood.
Is that your blood? Face mace?
Don't come up with this way. There's a bunch of those nutcases up the way up there, and we were just trying to have a friendly conversation with them, and one of them just tore our friend Farley in half.
The cult. I mean, the followers.
A friendly conversation.
Yeah, those nutcases. There's a bunch of them all heading up towards the gate there. We just wanted to have a nice chat with them. This is our territory. They got to pay the taxes, right?
I've seen what nice conversations happen with thieves, but
Oh no. We weren't trying to rip them off or anything. We promise. But they just freaked out at us, and they were so angry. And
I mean, I've lived through tax season. I understand getting angry about it, but they just attacked you? You were just talking and they attacked you? I've only met them once, but I've never known them to attack people.
I'm giving this guy the up and down. Does he seem above board?
make an insight check.
Come on.
I'm not convinced.
Yeah, like this guy. Oh. 7.
He seems scared. The fear in his eyes is very genuine. Whether or not his story makes sense, you're not sure.
So,
Do you want us to go have a chat with them?
Just as long as they don't come back this way and kill us.
No, you're coming with us.
are they? I was gonna say we should send them on their way, and we'll go deal with. We'll go have a conversation.
Yeah,
with them.
just let us go.
Only
We won't bother those folks again. Not that group of them.
What group are you with?
Oh, we're with the Thrushes.
Thrushes, huh?
We're with the purple petals.
Oh, you don't have any marks on you. Going incognito then, eh?
I mean, we're about to go through that gate, so we want to be inconspicuous, as Van said.
Woman speaks up. She says, I'm Roz. This is Finkel. Look, we just tried to rip them off, and they had this really big guy that was really angry, and he's got a huge axe, and he chopped Farley in half.
So what lesson did you learn today?
They're coming in bigger groups. They got more people protecting them. It was really, really something else.
I just thought they were a bunch of just average people.
Most of them are. But you'll see when they got them. They got some new friends.
Well, maybe if people weren't trying to beat them up in the streets as often, they wouldn't need to get big friends.
We'll go check it out.
Except you're gonna leave your valuables.
Are you robbing them?
Robbing the thieves.
We got nothing left.
Empty your pockets.
He's got. They have a bag of.
It's tax collecting season. You called it.
They have roughly 8 gold pieces and about 40 silver between the two of them.
How much is the taxes?
Well, we were hoping they would have some delirium on them.
Do you have any delirium?
No.
Not that I need it,
But
I need it.
But I have a craving.
rumor is they're sitting on a mother load in there.
I mean, the crater's right there.
Yeah.
Intense.
And they're always coming out to pick over as well. We run into them all the time. Oftentimes, they're better at finding it than us. So you just find a bunch of them that just found a bunch of delirium. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. And that's why you just bought yourself your life for 8 gold and 40 silver.
Sounds like a deal. Can we go now?
You can go.
And they rush away.
Pluto Jackson, am I rubbing off on you?
Am I? I feel good. No. thieves. I hate these thieves.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna shed any more blood if I don't have to. But they acquired this gold through bad means, and I'm gonna return it to its rightful owner.
I understand.
Who is your pocket?
Nope, it's gonna be to the. We're gonna go see where Farley is. We're gonna go meet the two Farleys, the Farley twins.
I also think there's a difference between survival, what I've been doing for 15 years, and thieving and taking advantage.
They could
of
have
other
taken that
people.
8 gold and started a small little traveling band, but they chose their life.
Yep.
Okay.
So.
And you heard them; they were gonna rip them off.
Yeah, he did say that.
So I'm taking that bag of gold, and
You're
we're
taking from the
we're gonna give back.
poor and giving to the poor.
I want to give back to the
to
as
the community.
a token of good faith.
You should
I think we
start
can use
that
it as a
as a
bargaining.
thing. Steal from the poor, give to the other poor.
We decide who's poor.
We're now
we
the
are the
best.
poor.
You head
Good
forward.
idea.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're heading forward.
Let's go see where the big guy is.
Let's go meet Farley.
It doesn't take long for you to catch up
half
to
man.
this other group. You're only a few blocks now away from Champion's Gate anyways, but as you come forward through the twisting path of Champion's Way, there is a very large group of people heading along Champion's Way, and they have a menagerie with them. They have goats and horses.
Yum.
A horse, and a donkey, and a dog as well. And there must be almost 24 people. They are a group of normal-looking folks, for the most part. Some of them are old, maybe in their 70s or older. And there's about 5 children that couldn't be older than 11 amongst them. Some women, some men. Some of them are wearing clothes that would indicate that they were no more than peasants. Some of them are a little bit well dressed. It's just a diverse group of people. All of them are carrying a pack or satchel of some kind with ostensibly some clothes and other supplies in them, and there's one larger wagon that the pair of donkeys are pulling that have what look to be several older or injured people on the back of it, along with a few crates of supplies. Marching alongside them are a few armed individuals that are wearing black and white overcoats marked with like a red trim somewhere on them, and they're carrying shields that have what looks... The interesting thing about this marking that they painted on their shields is that it's the same marking that is used by many denominations of the sacred fire. An image of just a burning flame, but they have changed it to resemble a comet. So there's a very pointed meteor in the center of the fire, and then the tail kind of splits off into 3 different directions. So it is reminiscent of the symbol that you've seen worn by the Silver Order, but instead it shows this permutation painted on the shield. They're carrying maces, and the ones that have the black, white, and red overcoats and armor and the shields have hair that looks like it was shaven off, but then has since started to grow back. There's about 4 or 5 like that, both men and women. And then alongside them, you recognize the preacher is with them as well, as is a much larger man also wearing the black, white, and red, and he is carrying a great axe. And though his hair, he has hair that is very shaggy and worn, it's blonde hair, and it's grown out much longer than the others, even though he's still wearing all these markings that the other warriors have.
Do I remember the preacher's name?
You seem to remember him calling himself Schaefer.
Schaefer, yes. Okay. How far are we from them?
Far, let's say about 300 feet.
And they're moving the same direction that
They're
we
moving
are.
towards Champion's Gate. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to catch up with them?
Yeah.
Let's catch up, blend in.
Let's do a little jog. No, let's talk to Schaefer.
Yeah, we're gonna just
He knows us.
run up. So we start like jogging lightly towards them, and I'm waving.
Mm-hmm. And one of the children says, "There's more coming!" As you approach, and the caravan stops, and the larger man and the other armed warriors step towards the rear guard of the caravan. The big man looks at you. He's wearing hide armor, and he's got a big white fur cloak that he's strewn over it that is both what looks like the fur of a black wolf and a red wolf that he's dipped the edges of it in blood, and he's wearing it over his shoulders, brandishing his axe. And while he has very dark skin, he has these black roots that are coming in of his hair, but the rest of his hair has been bleached blonde. He's a massive man, probably about 6'4", and he growls at you as you approach, and he says, "Light be with you, friends! If you walk the path of peace with us, you're welcome to follow us to salvation. But the wrath of heaven will be upon you if you wish to rob us."
We have no interest in robbing you.
Put my hands up.
Yeah. We are old friends of Schaefer's.
Schaefer!
And the preacher raises his hand. He steps forward again. This gaunt older man in his 60s, also wearing the white and black robes, carrying no weapons with him though. And he holds kind of this holy symbol that he's got around his neck, and he says, "Harold, these are the ones that saved us a few weeks ago, before you were with us." And he says, "Peace and light upon you."
Also you. We're
Yes.
we're still here. We're hanging out. How have you guys been faring in Drakkenheim? I see that you have more numbers. You have better protection. That's good to see.
Good
to see.
upgrade. Good upgrade.
Yes. We are lucky. Our numbers have swelled in recent weeks. More and more have heard the call of the new dawn. Have you as well? Is that why you've come today?
We've come today because
We are exploring our religious options.
yeah, I would say that we have been guided here in a way.
Mhm.
We're trying it out, I guess. We're gonna see. We're interested in
Yeah,
talking to you guys
I
and
don't want
figuring
to
out.
close any doors.
Yeah.
We want to know a little bit more about what your organization does.
Do you have like an intro kind of pamphlet sort of like? Can we go in and like you say give us the
Can we
tour
get
and
the
say like here's what
tour?
we're all about, and we decide if the religion is right for us?
Yeah, I don't even know
That's-
if I should be saying that religion word. You know, I worry sometimes.
I
I
just
don't
came
want
to
put
say
any
hi.
labels.
See how you're doing. See
Oh.
if you get, obviously
Hello.
you're getting robbed a bit more. So, want to make sure that you guys were doing all right.
I tried shaving my head. It wasn't the best look on me, so I started to grow it back. But it's pretty cool.
Baby steps.
Baby steps.
Harold turns to Schaefer, says, "They do not know which path they wish to walk. Will you let them walk amongst us to the gate?" And Schaefer nods. "If you come with us the rest of the way, I will tell you of our purpose here. It is a blessed one."
We mean you no harm. There are monsters and thieves all around Drakkenheim, and so far you guys seem very kind.
Indeed. The path ahead is dangerous, and we would appreciate your company. We are, after all, modest people, and you can see that few among us are warriors. He points to the group assembled. He says, "We have sick, we have tired, we have young and old, but we've all come to bask in a new light."
Consider us temporary reinforcements to get you there safely.
Do you need help with your sick?
They will be tended to in time. We have helped them this far. Our souls are armored by light, and faith is our shield. And it is true, we must protect and love the sick and the meek, for they show us the humble virtue by which we may light the brightest souls.
Such a way with
Cool.
words. Such a way with
Yeah, sounds good.
it's like poetry.
Cool.
Cool. Yeah, we're along for the ride. We'll hopefully nothing goes wrong, but if it does, you can count on us. Just consider us, bodyguards or like heroes if you want.
There's
We don't use
These-
that term lightly either.
It is not far now. These folk have come a long way. Those have come from Sky, they from Illyria, those from Caspia, those from other parts of Westamar. They have all heard our New Testament. The word is spread. And he goes over to one of his packs beside the horse, and he opens up a small pack and produces a very small manuscript. He says, "You may have this." And it says on the front of it, written in common, "The Testament of the Falling Fire."
A little bit of light reading.
How thick is it?
It's about an inch and a half thick, and when you open it up, it's like 8-point font of like passages that have all been numbered and written, and so several pages are illuminated. And by illuminated, I mean like there's drawings in them.
Oh, good. That'll ease up on the page count.
Yeah.
I like when there's pictures.
I'm still working through my mother's book here. Well, it's next.
Thank you.
It's next on my reading list.
The only thing that strikes out is that as you flip the first page, it says once again underneath, "The Testament of the Falling Fire, as revealed to Lucretia Matthias."
Lucretia Matthias. Who's that?
I recognize that
that's the-
name.
That's the
Why do I recognize that name?
Schaefer.
She is our leader. Lucretia Matthias. It was her that predicted the falling star.
Oh, was it?
You want to
It
take
was.
credit for this?
And it was her.
Maybe not. She can have that one.
The
No,
sacred
I
fire
got it.
revealed the new truth to her. The others in Holy Illyria did not believe her, and she was excommunicated and banished for what they called heresy. But hers is a new truth, a new way that will light the way, the path to the age of heroes.
Did she? How did she come to know about the falling fire? Did she see it in a vision?
All was written. It came to her, revealed to her in dreams and visions, as the flame and the fire that guards our world, the flame and the fire of our souls themselves, told her the truth of what is to come.
Guys, I need to talk to her.
Yeah.
You should read the book.
Sounds
Skip to the
familiar.
end. See what happens at the end.
Read the last page.
And then Pluto was.
Oh, everybody dies. Yeah, that's interesting. I'd very much like to speak to her. Does she speak to people coming in?
She does. She sees all who seek refuge at St. Selena's.
All right, lead the way. We'll protect you the way there.
Will you join our cause? Will you swear to the upon
Is
us.
that a requirement, or can we
Can we just peruse over the book a little bit and just kind of?
I'd like to read the book.
I don't want
and
to
then-
commit to anything too big. This sounds like a lot of
I understand.
extra.
It can take time for the weight of the truth to sink in once it has been revealed. I myself didn't believe it. For years and years, I didn't think that it could be true. But I know now in my heart that that was folly. Once I came to this city and saw what had happened here, and once I felt the light in my heart, it is truly miraculous.
He borders on like crazy, but also everything he says is awesome and really speaks to me.
Yeah, he can
I
still
think
hear
it comes
you.
from a good place. Yeah. You seem like a very good man. And I look forward to finding out a little bit more about your system, beliefs,
Your
people,
cause,
your cause.
yeah.
Yeah, good word. Yep. Cause.
It is not long before you come right to Champion's Gate. The gate is a dilapidated ruin. Most of the grand towers here are collapsed. The great statues that stood flanking either side of Champion's Gate, no more than blasted ruins. In fact, the whole middle section of Champion's Gate has collapsed, and the gate itself is just a pile of rubble. And surrounding it, what remains of the intact tower is a small shanty town surrounded by a palisade of rubble that the followers of the Falling Fire have created. Here are several tents in the midst of the haze, where these people are sheltering themselves and exposing themselves directly to the haze. As you can tell, there's nothing here that would protect them from the amount of exposure here. And indeed, you can see in many of the people that they're getting sick. That many of the people that are here are not doing well. Oddly enough, though, those with shaven heads, or the evidence that suggests that their heads were recently shaved, appear to be hale and healthy.
Like including Schaefer,
Yes.
because we know Schaefer's been ferrying people, so
Yeah.
I assume that he's been and like he's not showing.
He's
any
gone.
signs of-
But looking at him now, he doesn't show the signs of the sickness that you would expect from someone who'd been exposed to the haze continually.
There are people alive in here. You live here?
And they're not even tabaxi.
No, he says. This is the last respite before the hardest leg of the journey. And he points over the palisade. He says, the path ahead is the most dangerous of all. And not all can make it. We go in smaller groups towards St. Selena's, but the area around the crater where the sacred fire landed is dangerous, and it tests every soul that dares to walk towards St. Selena's.
Do you still have some of that orange stuff?
Oh,
We have
Aqua Expergio?
yeah. Do we still have? I think we have. No, we gave it all away.
Did
I
we?
thought we had. I thought we
Thought
had two.
we had one for testing and then one for.
One for our needs. You were talking about the heart needle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I can see that
Cool.
these people here
Neato.
camping are being tested. They're looking a bit green around the gills. How are the rest of the followers, who seem to have a little bit shorter haircuts, doing so well?
He turns to Harold. I am preserved by my faith, and I bear that mark and blessing.
That's
Wait,
it?
So your faith keeps you alive in the haze.
You're not taking anything?
No extra,
not-
no faith pills.
I've like, is there any magic involved?
Make a persuasion check.
Persuade.
There you go. So that's a 28.
He grabs the top of his cloak,
He starts
begins
stripping
to
for you.
pull it back,
So persuaded.
and
Whoa,
he
whoa,
says,
whoa.
"The uninitiated are not yet protected." But he pulls down, and there is a shard of delirium jammed into his heart, and you can see that it is it is radiating out amongst his flesh, and that he has carved the symbol, that the piece of delirium around his heart, seared around his flesh, then has been carved this symbol of the meteor. And he says, "This blessed charcoal you might know as delirium. It is the vessel of the sacred fire. We protect it and hold it close to our hearts."
So they're actually super sick. Like they're beyond.
They are jamming delirium into their hearts.
I've kind of done that.
No, you jammed anti-delirium into your heart,
Yeah, I did.
and it made you poop a lot.
I ruined my armor.
Is there anyone who's been officiated into this that hasn't seen the amazing effects of your initiation?
The uninitiated are not as protected as such. We do what we can to shelter them the way forward, but not all survive the journey to St. Selena's.
Anybody who looks like me?
Amongst us, no.
I was gonna say that would be a really weird shaven tabaxi.
Guys, is there like some sort of secret here about if we jam delirium into our hearts, we're immune to the haze?
Well, my next question is going to be, do you know of a man named Oscar Yoren?
I do not know that name, no.
Has anyone arrived recently amongst your group, like us, outcasts to the falling fire, that have immersed themselves within your ranks?
Harold laughs. Many of us are outcasts. Many of us are downtrodden, weak, hopeless, but we have found hope and new purpose. We do not ask of people's pasts here. We only ask that they serve for a new dawn.
My apologies.
Am I able to minor illusion an image of Oscar Yorn?
Yeah.
Can I so I hold out my hand and I make a little Oscar Yorn appear. Have you seen this man?
No, can't say I recognize him.
Cool.
What about Jupiter Jones? Can you do Jupiter Jones?
Have you seen this man?
In Emberwood Village, yes. He's an idiot.
You are correct.
Fair.
Yeah, he's good. This guy's good.
Yeah.
So the haze is bad that way, and I point towards the crater. But what about
Yes.
St. Selena's? You said there's something where you have to travel to St. Selena's, and there's haze.
St. Selena's has become our sanctuary. From there we can observe where the falling fire has landed and go out and collect the charcoal. There are all the faithful have gathered for what is to come next.
What's that?
Lucretia Matthias has not yet revealed that to us.
Oh boy.
And she's at St. Selena's.
Yes.
No.
I guess that's where we're going.
Gotta talk to Lucretia.
That is the opposite direction from the crater.
Yes. If you pull up your map, you can see that once you go through Champion's Gate, you would go north to get to the Great Crater, but then you would go southwest to get to St. Selena's.
So seemingly it would actually be less affected by the haze over there.
Possibly. It's on the river.
Also, so close to the crater that it's probably.
Well, I know, but I'd rather be heading towards
Away.
better haze situation than towards
Mhm.
worse haze situation.
it's
It's
So-
further away from the Great Crater than the clock tower is, but the clock tower is also much taller and across the river.
Well, guys, if we initiate, you might become super powered.
I don't think
Well,
that'll
are you-
work for me.
Yeah, I don't. Are you talking about joining?
I mean,
I don't like. You just gave this big speech about like how we need to get rid of the haze and stuff. What are we gonna do walking around Drakkenheim with shards of delirium in our hearts when this is all said and done?
you're absolutely right.
I remember what happened to you know
Um,
who.
It's just that I just
queen?
want to see. Can
Yeah.
I watch?
That was me just
Yeah.
making sure.
Can I
Wait,
watch
yes.
an initiation? Like, I kind of want to just see it go down. I also want to know, like, the post lifespan. Also, this whole thing about her, like, this seems like her version of drinking the Kool-Aid. Like, like just keep jamming delirium in your heart, and then I'll tell you what's gonna happen next. Like, that kind of freaks me out, but I'm also still a little intrigued.
We're intrigued.
We're intrigued.
We would like to go to Saint Selena's with you, and we would like to talk
And then we
to
could join
Lucretia,
a pilgrimage. Maybe we can join one pilgrimage and just see what it's
like to the asylum. I mean,
to the crater.
oh,
I'm their
Okay.
bodyguard. I'll make sure they
Harold
don't die in the
says-
haze.
Or at least carry our unconscious bodies back.
He looks you over and he
Not making
says,
that mistake.
"My purpose is to protect the meek and the innocent on their journey towards St. Selena's. You are neither."
But our general job is to protect the meek and the innocent in any sense.
Yeah, maybe we can help.
If you would go beyond these gates, you go on your own. I hope you find your true strength and faith, for wit and steel will not preserve you there.
but
If you do not believe now, by the time you arrive at the gates of St. Selena's, you will.
But we're going in the same direction, aren't we?
Many of these folks have journeyed for some time. I will lead the next group in the morning. You are welcome to wait if you wish to join them then.
We don't have time.
Yeah, I don't think we have time.
How many days out from the meeting with the Lord Commander are we?
2.
2. So
I
yeah.
really wanted to, join a pilgrimage, but
I
maybe we
guess,
just gotta go.
I guess.
We can always come back after.
Yeah, I guess our goal is to talk to Lucretia.
Yeah.
Maybe we can take some stragglers with us and make sure they get there. Maybe we can help.
Oh, because the most dangerous part of the journey, we want extra people with us,
Right.
given the option.
I wanted to have a helpful moment.
Okay, we can help.
I mean, okay, I really wanted to just I want to gather some of the young kids up and give all that gold that I stole from
Oh.
those people, and then I want to ruffle one of their heads, like
Okay.
ruffle their hair.
As you offer the gold to one of the children, they look at them, and one of the child's parents takes it and says, "Most of us have sold all of our worldly possessions to come here. We have little left." And she takes the gold and she brings it towards Schaefer, who takes it, and he says, "It is appreciated. We have little. Others sell the sacred stones for profit. It's a practice we abhor. We would not see the instruments of salvation used for such frivolous purpose.
Never.
We have
Never.
little and only what we can bring.
That's just blasphemous.
I mean, I would trade it for food because that makes sense.
It is worse. There is worse things. I have heard. I've seen it. Katya has spoken of it too. The others of the old faith, the old beliefs, dogs in the Silver Order, they destroy the stones. They break them.
Well,
That is why they're here.
that's why they're here.
Yes.
What more do you know about that?
Yeah, we didn't see that.
They do not believe it. They do not believe that these are our salvation. They would sooner destroy it and deny salvation to all than face the truth. Their hypocrisy makes my blood boil.
It's cool.
Yeah, sometimes I get hypocritical too. Like I just gave a big speech and then
Another one of the protectors
I feel
that
that.
is with them says, I didn't believe it till I saw it with my own eyes. But they can. They've been teaching the Flamekeepers and the Paladins what to do. They know. They have found a blasphemous way to destroy the stones.
How?
I know not. It's blasphemy. It is the denial of truth. It is grave sin.
So we have one group who can destroy the stone, and we have one group who wants to use it.
We've got like 4 groups want to use it.
True.
Well, this opens up possibilities because if the Civil Order knows how to blow it up, maybe if they blew up the meteor, we could just destroy the haze. And
Yeah.
on the flip side,
Don't
would it
say
be-
that out loud.
Yeah.
Well, you're like mumbling.
I'm
this
telling a
and-
child.
No.
I'm thinking out loud.
I think-
Ruffle.
I think that, there's so much potential with what the delirium, the charcoal, can give.
No, says Schaefer. It has but one true purpose. It is the vessel for the flame, the instrument of our salvation, and all else is blasphemy.
Oh.
It is to corrupt the very heart and soul of our world. We have seen and heard of the other things that people have done. It is to corrupt the very essence of life. It is mockery.
Yeah.
Agreed. Seen some of that bad stuff and do not agree.
At least they hate Oscar too.
Damn
Like-
the man.
Second,
Yeah.
'cause
We're
he's-
actually
he's
searching
always-
for someone who
who
does.
dabbles with blasphemy.
who blasphemes.
Mm.
Yeah.
Blasphemies.
Harald speaks up. Bet he's a mage, isn't he?
Oh, they're the worst.
Ugh.
I've seen them drinking it. It sickens me.
It's horrible. So bad.
So bad for you.
It can't be good for you.
Yeah, no, like, you drink that stuff, I mean, you might go bald and your eyes might start glowing. But, like, not because you shaved your head, I mean, just...
Those are really
anyway,
specific
I'm getting...
symptoms. Those are very.
I'm getting off topic
Very
here.
tailored.
It is worse. It is like drinking one's soul. The corruption it brings upon you. It is true evil.
Can I see the book? When was it written? Does it have one of those?
It doesn't. You have heard of this thing spreading, and it's been around for several years, and the word of this has gone around. But the truth of what they're doing, coming here, is, well, you have to read the book.
Is there... Schaefer's still around, right?
Yeah.
So I walk up to him and I just say, so with all of this going on, we've been a help to you, I hope, a little bit. Is there anything that you can offer us to help us get to St. Selena's? I know you said it's a very dangerous. Is there any, like, even advice? What should we be watching out for? Are we talking the haze or are we talking monsters?
Beyond are the lost and the damned. Those who in the moments when the flame fell were judged and found wanting.
Undead?
So like gnolls?
Well, I guess... Okay, so there are physical
Manifestations.
manifestations
like,
that we will have to
things.
deal with.
Yes,
Okay.
indeed.
Question about the charcoal. Have you heard of it not working on certain types of people? Immunities or, even if they do believe, it just not helping them.
I feel so bad for any who would have such a awful spiritual affliction.
I don't know if it's spiritual affliction or just like physical, maybe their blood or something.
Those unaffected by it. There are those who have embraced it, such as ourselves. But those who deny it in their hearts of hearts, that walk amongst it as monsters do, they are damned.
I like to think they could also be like maybe the faith is already with them. Or not, or totally not, the way you're looking at me. You know what?
Then
we
they should profess it.
We should go.
Should we go?
We should go.
Yeah, I think we need more information from those of
Lucretia?
higher
Thank you,
knowledge
Schaefer.
of this.
Yeah, thank you so much for getting us here. I guess we're going to make our own little pilgrimage over to St. Selena's.
We're gonna go this way, and I start to like walk backwards a little bit.
What's
Towards
Did they like have like a farewell
yeah? What's
saying?
what was
like
the thing they said? May the light
Light be with you.
be with you.
Light be with you.
Light be with ya.
So pay out with the casual. See you later, light.
So, are you going to head over the ruined ramparts of the city walls and into the south ward
Oh yeah.
towards St. Selena's?
We have an audience with another leader.
Well, she probably doesn't know we're coming. We're probably just gonna show up and.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of our the last thing on our checklist of factions to check in on is to talk to her and kind of see,
And then team huddle.
and then
Alrighty.
team huddle.
We'll see what happens after the break.
Oh.
Before we continue with the second half of our session tonight, we've got a few thank yous to send out.
I would like to thank Axe and Shield for providing us with the awesome gaming accessories that we use in our game, the initiative tracker, the flight stands, and all the other cool things. He has a Kickstarter launching on May 4th for those that are interested.
May
So
the 4th
check
be
it
with
out.
you.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely check out Axe and Shield and check out his Kickstarter on May 4th.
Also, a big shout out to Tabletop Audio. They provide all the ambient noise. We create the playlists. We've been using it since I think session 1, and it's always added a bit of umph to the game, and it's all free, so you can check it out at tabletopaudio.com for your own gaming needs.
And finally, thanks to 100 Years Bore for the amazing voiceover in our intro video. Check them out streaming here on Twitch.
And if you're enjoying the stream and you'd like to support our work, you can find us on Patreon. You can either follow the links below or find us at patreon.com/dungeon_dudes.
We have a really phenomenal Discord community available exclusively to our patrons, where you can discuss role-playing games, the latest episode of our show, or just have fun chatting with us about your favorite geeky topics. And we've managed to keep everything pretty spoiler-free for all the big stuff dropping this weekend.
Hashtag
Yeah.
no spoilers.
Yeah, no spoilers, please. I think we have all seen Avengers, but only 2 of us have seen Game of Thrones so far. So,
Yeah, it's been a very exciting Discord, and
Yeah.
luckily spoiler free.
Yeah.
Tonight's episode of Dungeons of Drakkenheim is sponsored by Skull Splitter Dice. They sent us these fantastic metal dice, premium metal dice, to use at our game tonight. How are your dice rolling tonight?
Equal.
I think you got a 20 on your.
I got a 20 already,
investigation.
so
Yeah.
thanks, Skull Splitter.
Up and down. You know, it's balanced. It's
Balanced.
always the good thing.
If you'd like to get a set for yourself, make sure to go on over to their website, skullsplitterdice.com, and on checkout, use the discount code DDUDES to save 15%.
and with that, let us return to the heart of the ruins. You step over the rubble of Champion's Gate, and from the low mound of the rise of the ruins of this once majestic city gate, you survey the ground zero of the devastation of Drakkenheim. Have any of you ever been this close to the crater before?
I've skirted around the edges, but I've never actually gone over the wall here.
You can see before you mostly fog and ruin. All of the buildings here are blasted and ruined in some way, all radiating outward from the center, the epicenter of the explosion. As you turn and look at the remains of the wall of Champion's Gate, the other side, the inside of the wall, is glass. It shines like crystal, this kind of rough glass, but it's not charred. The bricks and stones on the inside of the wall, just as they break, it's like there's the break where things were sent flying away, but the layer of brick on the inside that would have taken the blast head on at the base, what wasn't blown off, those bricks have all become solid pieces of glass.
This isn't the first time we've seen this phenomenon.
That's so cool.
Remember the rat's nest?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Am I close enough to like reach out and touch
Mhm.
the wall?
Mm-hmm.
It just feels like glass.
Yeah. And looking at it, it's like the entire stone block that you're looking at was turned into a piece of glass. Like it goes all the way through that one brick, and then you can see the mortar behind it of the wall that is not glass.
So cool if a house was built out of those.
A see-through house?
Be like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, no privacy, but like super pretty.
And
Would you
even
even see it?
the remnants of some of the few buildings around here are the same. The face of the building that is directly facing the crater, just that first bit of it is just in parts are glass.
It's scary what might have happened to a lot of things around here when that came down.
Wonder how many people were turned to glass. I start surveying the area to see if there's any glass people around.
You look around and the visibility is very poor. Even though there is a breeze, there was a light wind heading into the city, that wind has basically died once you've come over the remnants of the wall from the crater. You can feel there's a bit of a turning in the air that's brushing away from the crater against your face. But the fog here and the thickness of the haze has limited visibility, and in fact, you are exposing yourself to the full impact of the haze now. Just as not dissimilar to the haze around the Mage Tower.
I tie a bandana around my face, knowing that it's not going to do much. Still a little bit of a filter.
You hear a voice call out from it's Schaefer. It says, "We've set torches and lights along the way that mark the safest path. You may take that if you wish."
Well, there we go.
Oh, that was easy. Thanks, Schaefer.
Thanks.
Peace, light be with you.
What's the light? You said there's fog, but is it dark?
It is not dark. The sunlight does shine through the fog, but ultimately your visibility is limited to about 150 feet at most.
So we're gonna have to be pretty diligent about listening, because we can only see so far. So if anything's gonna come at us, we can only see 150 feet. So we're gonna have to ears open.
Can you walk without clunking?
You know I can't, and I hate when you ask me those loaded questions.
Hey, wait, actually, I could. I mean, if he was small, I could
Like,
carry
it's not,
him.
you know my name.
If he was small, I could carry him.
Okay, guys, I'll be the distraction. If anything, I'll just make myself a little louder. And I'm going to pull out my drift globe. I'm going to turn it on. I'm just going to have it hover just a little bit in front of me.
Doesn't really add noise though.
Well, it's kind of like it's visual noise. You know, I'm like a lighthouse, and I'm just gonna be boop,
Okay.
boop,
Alright,
and then
well,
you guys hide in the darkness, and you come save
But
me
it's
when I
not
start
dark.
getting.
We're gonna walk like 20 paces behind you.
I have a problem with your plan, Pluto.
Okay, no. He can do that. We're gonna walk 20 paces behind him, and we're gonna be quiet so that if he gets attacked, we get the drop on whatever attacks him.
As long as, well, they can still see 100 feet probably.
We'll be on the sidelines. We'll be.
I think we should.
What do you?
We can walk 20 paces away, but maybe Pluto, try your best to clink clink rather than clunk clunk.
Okay, I'm gonna clink clink my way down. Clink clink clink. Oh, walking on broken glass. Clink 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 clink. I clink clink.
Okay.
I'm gonna stop my foghorn too. I'm
Okay.
gonna turn off the
Turn
foghorn.
off your drip
I'm
gun.
gonna
So-
mute it.
Be
It's gonna
about-
mute
So
it.
you're going to
little bit
proceed
ahead.
forward with stealth, so slowly but with stealth, or at normal pace or quickly?
Normal pace, but
normal pace.
but
Okay.
trying to be aware of.
yeah, I'm super
Okay.
perceptive. I use my shield as like my third eye. And
Super.
I scan.
So as you travel forward into, and you're heading towards St. Selena's,
And we're
from
following
here?
the torches.
Cool. Alrighty, you can all roll me 1d6.
5.
6.
3.
Okay.
I never get a read on what a good number is.
As you head forward, you begin walking from one torch to the next. And heading through the blasted ruins of city streets. And at one point you pass by a building. Looks like it used to be an old forge or blacksmith shop. And the whole building has been completely disassembled, and each individual part, timber and brick, is floating in space about 6 inches away from the other building that it was part of the building it was supposed to be attached to, including the parts of the people that were in it.
Guys, it's getting weird. It's getting real weird in here.
Are they preserved as all the other bodies are?
This is
Yeah, you could call it preserved because the heart's still beating,
Oh, that's a
and
snack
the
for later.
person there is kind of just like you could the tongue is floating 6 inches out from the esophagus, and it's smacking itself, and the jaw is chattering, but all the teeth have been separated and are floating around it. The heart is still beating, the lungs are still pulsing.
This kind of reminds me of what the Amethyst Academy Tower is doing, except with a person.
Except in people form.
Except in people form, which makes it like, I'm going to say like 62% more concerning.
Mm-hmm. What if we stab the heart with delirium? Because then it's like the faith. We're doing the faith walk. This
The-
person
and
needs to
attack us and they
find
turn
the
into a
light, and I'm
monster.
gonna take.
The heart of the person is floating about 15 feet in the air.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Pluto,
we
if
just
you
need to
wanna-
jump. Yeah. Do you want to jump up and stab that with a piece of delirium?
If I'm going to grab the heart, I'm probably going to turn it more into like a meat apple. Eat it. Have a snack on the way.
I was just maybe
A
this is
meat
what
apple.
happens. People get freaked out and then they start just doing whatever the light told them to.
I say we leave them for now.
Yeah, I don't want to touch the body.
guys. I'm just brainstorming. There's no bad ideas.
Maybe
in
we'll come
brainstorming.
back if we figure out this delirium thing and put them back together.
True.
We can always stab the heart later. I'm sure it's still going to be there.
I say we move on quietly.
Clink, clink, clink.
Okay.
Clink, clink.
You continue to move from torchlight to torchlight, each sconce that has been placed in the distance is a spear that has been driven into the ground, and a torch sconce or a lantern has been hung off of the sconce. They're spaced far enough that you approach the next. As you get to the next one is just at the edge of your vision in the fog. So they're each only about 150 feet apart. And Veo, as you travel, you have a pretty good sense of direction and a pretty good sense of distance. And none of this is making any sense. You've traveled for about an hour now. And you would have expected to be at St. Selena's by now.
This is taking way longer than it should. There's no way that the amount of distance from here to St. Selena's is taking this long, and we're not there already.
Have you noticed us, like, taking any turns, or...
We've just been following the torches.
Yeah, are the torches, like, weaving?
Unless they were wanting to, like...
You can give me a perception check, Veo.
21.
Slightly twisting and turning, but no. And the way you think about it, like, they might have twisted a turn, but no more than the way that the wall itself would have. But it's very difficult to think about that, and thinking back, at no point did you ever make like a sharp 90-degree turn from one torch to the next. They twisted slightly each time, but your bearing has been pretty straightforward.
Yeah. Relatively, we've been going in generally the same direction, other than a few turns here or there, but nothing that's sharp enough to draw us out in a direction that would make it still take this long.
So we're wandering aimlessly through haze. And we're not where we're supposed to be by now, but we're heading in the right direction.
From what I can tell, yeah.
Magic?
Is the haze taking its toll at all? Like, are we noticing the heaviness?
Indeed, you can all make Constitution saving throws.
And why did I say that? I mean,
20.
I feel great.
20.
23.
Sebastian.
9.
9. Sebastian, the haze is beginning to get to you, and you suffer from one level of exhaustion.
Yeah, I do.
You should stab yourself in the heart. With a guy with a book told me. Do you believe? Do you believe?
Pluto, I
No.
feel like
No.
you're into this more than you were at the beginning.
Yeah, have you read the book?
What, on the walk? No?
I could have been perusing it if you want.
You could have at least flipped through the pages.
It's very hazy. I'm like really at like heightened awareness right now. I'm trying to be. I'm not reading the book right now.
That's true.
I'm just not.
One of us probably should.
Disadvantage on ability checks.
Well,
Good.
Veo, I mean, you're our navigator. I know this is all foreign territory, but what do you think? Do we press on? Do we maybe try to find a landmark that makes more sense to you?
Yeah. I'm worried of traveling off the path, because this is obviously how they get there. I'm just wondering how much further we can go without suffering from the haze.
Is this another puzzle?
No, let's just push on, guys. It's got to be like we can only see 150 feet. It's probably like right after the next torch.
As we go on, I'd like to take stock of the other buildings, because I've been here as a child. I knew the area quite well, but I'm just trying to see if there's any familiar landmarks other than St. Selena's that would point me in the right direction.
Absolutely. You can give me a give me an investigation check.
14.
14. You can see this area used to be all warehouses for the most part. Stockyards, warehouses, things that serve the industrial area of the city. And you have memories of chasing around with Sebastian for many, many years. But many of the buildings here are long gone, blasted away or turned to glass. But you recall from where you are the street that you are on. It's an old street called Post Street. Remember it because there was this big warehouse that was full of paper on it. And you can see the remnants of that paper warehouse because all the roof has been blown off, the walls are falling down, but there's all those stacks of crates that used to have paper in them, but they're all solid stone. From here, if that's the warehouse, then the next torch is the opposite direction you should be going.
We seem to be going the wrong way.
How's that possible?
Come on, magic.
I was gonna say magic.
Can I like... Is there magic afoot here? I want to like... Am I able to like try to hone in on any magical presence that's going on here?
Do you have the detect magic spell?
No, I have Arcana. I'm proficient in it.
It's very apparent that there's some kind of magic happening, but what it is, without further spells or detection, be impossible to determine.
We could check out some of these buildings. Maybe paper to stone building.
Sure.
Wait, rock, paper. We attack it with scissors. I figured out your puzzles.
You can all roll me a d6.
Oh.
This is because I solved the puzzle, right?
3.
3.
5.
Okay. More time passes. Spend about another hour.
Wait,
We're still by this paper mill. This paper warehouse, not a warehouse, not a mill.
We're still like as we've moved from.
No, it's been an hour since the last an hour has passed, and now that's where you are. Like that's where Veo's kind of figured out you're at now.
Guys, this might sound crazy, but what if we turn around and start heading the other way? Because it seems that that's the right direction.
Yeah.
Maybe some sort of magic is like, I don't know, maybe there's a trick here. Maybe there's like, maybe if we head in the opposite direction, we end up where we're supposed to go. This is... I asked him for clues, and he said there was physical manifestations. I was ready for combat. And now I'm stuck in a hazy wilderness of horrors and confusion.
Do we have any delirium?
Yes.
Yes.
Can I have a piece of delirium?
Are you gonna jam it into my heart?
I don't know yet.
If you do, I'm gonna be really upset. I'm gonna be really upset.
I would ask for your consent before I jammed a piece of delirium in your heart.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, you're welcome.
If rather than going based on the,
She has all the delirium.
I do have all those.
Can I have a piece of delirium?
As I'm taking it out, I'm thinking I have a piece in my claw.
Mm-hmm.
What if we go based on directions, based on what I remember rather than the torches? You hope you're not having that in your bare hand.
I have it in my glove hand.
Okay.
Okay.
Because
As you pull out the delirium, the two of you can each roll 1d20.
Uh-oh.
20.
17.
Okay. As you pull the delirium out, you hear a low cry coming from the building across the way.
Like, I think the delirium's like a guy.
What kind of cry?
Sounded like a woman's tears. A scream, almost.
Remember the
But
last
as you pull
time?
and as you pull the delirium out, it begins to glow.
Wait.
I want to do one of those like
If you hold it in
yeah, I want to do it. Does it change glow? Does it glow like stronger, weaker? Stronger, weaker.
It seems to be
I'm not
reflecting
holding it.
light in various ways. Almost if it's catching all of the light from different directions. But there's too much light. Like, it's just catching the ambient light that's pulling it in and sending it out in all different ways. There's nothing there's no focused light source that is helping it glow. It's just emitting that glow off the top.
You guys heard that cry, right?
I want to hold it really
Unfortunately.
close to my heart.
Okay. You bring it close to your heart. There's a beam that comes forward. Almost like as the closer it is to your heart, it's pointing the way. And it points the way, again, in the opposite direction of the torches.
This way.
Okay.
This way, my friends.
Okay.
What about
I take
the
another
cry?
piece out. Well, I'm gonna ignore that crying this in this crazy weather. I take another piece out and I put it towards my heart. I want to see if it does the same thing.
It does.
It works on me.
You're not the, what did he call you? He used that really bad word.
He called me
for-
something rude. That's for
yeah,
sure.
like where you were like a heathen.
Yeah.
Basically.
I put the other piece of delirium back in my bags. I'm like, as long as we have one out, let's follow that. Let's not go towards the cry, though.
I'm gonna follow my heart.
But what if somebody needs help?
They probably are trying to lure you into a trap like last time.
And we're pretty.
Noted.
We fall for those.
We do.
Should we just go?
Like into the trap
Yeah. Like,
because we do it often.
yeah. It's just kind of
Vale-
like our MO.
Your beam that comes from your heart is leading you in a different direction from Pluto.
Anybody got a spare pair of gloves? I just want to check something.
Use your mage hand. Use your mage hand.
I'm going to cast Mage Hand and take a small
And I
piece of
give you a
delirium and
delirium.
hover it near my heart.
Another beam emits from your heart. All of them are point away from the torch that's in the distance, but in 3 different directions.
Well,
I have a theory, and it's scaring me a lot.
and I think I'm on the same. Yeah.
What, we all have to take our own way?
We have to follow our heart.
I don't want to split up in the
Can we just-
in the haze.
I just yell pork chops.
I've never been more scared than this moment right now. Not even facing a T-Rex was as scary as being alone in the delirium haze without you guys. What do you guys think? What do you,
Yeah, a huddle, group huddle.
My instinct is saying,
What if it's the only way?
don't.
What if it's the only way? What if
But my instinct is to survive and not to
Hmm.
find out.
You can all make a Constitution saving throw.
Our indecision.
9.
Sebastian?
11?
24.
Vale, you suffer 1 level of exhaustion. Sebastian, you do not. Pluto, you're fine. And you can all roll me a d6 as well, please.
4.
4.
2.
Okay. You can hear some footsteps coming, shuffling from the building across the way.
Guys,
We need to go.
Draken Force. I
wait,
know it sounds crazy, but I feel like we have to follow our heart.
we do. There's footsteps coming our way, so either we're going to like scatter in 3 different directions,
Mhm.
or we're going to turn and face whatever's walking up behind us, and
Mhm.
then scatter in 3 different directions. Which is it?
I
We need to
think
decide right now.
Scatter.
Okay,
I take a delirium. I point it to my heart. And I follow the beam.
I
I-
follow my beam.
I follow my beam.
Okay. Roll for initiative.
No, the beam. It led me to. No.
Guys, we just scattered. We just split the party. Oh, I just threw my dice. I'll take it.
I rolled 2 1s. My advantage gave me nothing.
You rolled 2 1s with advantage? That's sad vantage.
Oh,
Vantage.
bummer. It's okay. That means that all the ones are gone from this dice. It can
Guys,
only roll crits.
Have we ever made a smart choice in this entire campaign?
Yeah. You.
Tell us, Twitch. Have they? So, what do we got?
14.
19.
14, 19,
2.
and 2.
2.
Oh.
1 plus 1 is 2. 1 plus 1 is 2.
How's everything looking over there?
I'm not laughing. I'll repeat. Oh.
Not going to.
Pardon? No, I'm good. Yep. Just refresh it. Yep.
Thanks, Kyle.
Okay.
We love you.
Give people a few minutes to rejoin as well as I get our initiative going.
Now, how far did we make it away from each other?
Everything's good?
Like, are we still standing beside each other holding little crystals to our hearts? Or did we run?
You will have that opportunity on your first turn to decide what you want
okay.
to do.
Like, we yelled scatter, but I think that we, took 3 steps before things went sideways.
So Veo took
yeah,
20 steps.
And
That's your
are we
prerogative.
okay to go an extra 15 minutes
Yeah.
over our time? Everyone's okay tonight?
Yeah.
Not
Sounds
as a
good.
super
Yeah.
early morning?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So we're gonna keep at it for a little bit longer and keep going from there. So yeah, I think who knows. We'll cut this out of the final broadcast, but okay. So we rolled for initiative. We're back in action. Here we are. You are standing in the midst of the deep haze in the wake of the crater. The delirium glowing from your heart and pointing all in different directions as there's a shrill cry coming from one of the buildings across the way and several footsteps rushing forward. Sebastian, what are you going to do?
I can't see, and I just hear the footsteps. I can't see.
You see, coming up from the edge of the mist, there is a strange, shambling form. It looks like a emaciated person. And as they stumble forward, you can see that parts of their body, as they raise them up, are glass. And as at the points where the glass and their flesh collide, this man, he turns around, and you can see that there are several spikes in his back, pieces of the meteor and delirium that have impaled him in several places. And a few more of these forms are stepping forward out of the mist.
Oh, man, I wish I hadn't asked about glass people.
Yeah, you brought ominous tidings.
Are they, grouped together?
Looking around, there are 6 forms shuffling forward, all from different directions.
Are we surrounded?
I'm standing there surrounded by haze, looking as these 6 forms that I can barely see just at the edge of my vision
Yep.
are coming towards me.
They almost look like they're stepping out of the haze, as the parts of their body that are made of glass make them blend in with the rest of the haze, and the rest of their form is almost corpse-like in its pallor.
I am going to use 2 sorcery points to cast darkness, so I hold up my fingers and I snap the lights out, and darkness just pours out of me, surrounding me.
Okay. Anything else that you'd like to do?
I'm going to... Are Veo and Pluto still near me?
Yeah, they're still right beside
We
you.
yelled scatter, and then we were surrounded.
Yeah.
I'm going to back up on towards them, so that we're shoulder to shoulder.
Place yourselves on the middle of the map.
So
Right.
you guys are in darkness too now, unfortunately, but I mean, I feel like this is my best protection. If you guys want to leave the darkness, that's up to you. But
I was born in the darkness. No, I was in a hospital. It was in a hospital that I was born. A Caspian church. So everything's dark.
Yeah, so Sebastian makes darkness emanate from all around him. And you are in the midst of this ruined street. Cool. Vale, you're up.
I cast Zephyr Strike. And I start to move out of the darkness towards this lady zombie.
Okay.
And what I want to do is also cast my feline agility.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to get around her, and I want to kind of get up on the top of this kind of structure so that way I can get a higher vantage point. So
Okay.
I want to kind of crawl up as high as I can. If I have to go around and up the steps and then crawl, if it's easier, I can do that as well.
Okay, so you go completely around her and then up onto the the pile of rubble.
Yeah.
Behind you, yep.
And then I take perching up on the top of this rock. It's okay. I take out my longbow, and I'm going to take my 3 shots on this lady undead.
Okay.
Using my first attack with advantage for my Zephyr Strike.
Bye, lady.
18.
The shot rings out, and there's the sound of metal hitting glass. You've hit.
Ooh.
Ooh.
All right. I'm going to take my extra
Shatter.
D8 for my Zephyr Strike as well, and I will take my extra D8 from my Dread Ambusher as well. Just want to make sure my bracers are good. Yep. Some longbow. Eight damage.
The glass that composes her body shatters. And there is the twinkling sound as it hits the stone ground and the few cobblestones that remain, and a low thud as the wet remains of her body fall to the ground.
Sorry. I take a shot at the one directly across from me.
Okay.
22.
The blow lands squarely in the side of his face.
19.
It sends shards of glass and flesh flying away, and the creature barely stands, but is bloodied.
I'll take one more shot at him.
Mm-hmm.
Crit!
But the second shot collides with the face, and we can roll that damage, but he's destroyed.
He's
yeah. As once again, a shower of glass.
Yeah. And I stay on my perch at the top of this structure.
Cool. Next up are the creatures. First, shamble forward. This one clamoring.
Oh no.
Vale!
These ones clamoring into the darkness.
Oh, yes.
Seemingly unfazed by it. 3 of them walk towards Sebastian and Paluto.
It really only hinders me right now.
You're welcome.
2
Well,
of them
thank you later.
attacking
Oh my God.
Paluto, and 1 Sebastian. They don't have advantage against Sebastian because he can see in the darkness.
Uh-oh.
And he gets a 12 to hit Sebastian.
I'm gonna cast shield.
Okay. And the other 2 One gets a 12 to hit, pair of 7s on with advantage. And the other, wow, gets a 9 to hit against you.
I haphazardly deflect the blows.
Its fists come down in the shield, and you can hear the sound of shattering glass as it hits your shield and like reverberates back through the glass of its body. It's still holding itself together, but you can see that there are flakes of glass that like fly around and bounce off your armor as it smashes down on you.
Oh.
Sebastian is the other one went in to punch you. You block it with the shield, and the force of its blow collides against the magic, sending pieces of glass flying in various directions. Cool. Pluto, you're up.
Oh, I start
I
wildly.
guess you couldn't see that. Sebastian could. It was cool, but you couldn't see it.
I just hear glass falling.
Yeah.
Man, it looks so cool.
Help! Help!
And I'm just gonna start swinging my sword wildly, getting a 20
That hits.
Nice.
for 8 damage
Cool.
to the one that I felt. I felt him, and then a 15.
15?
Yeah.
As your blade comes down, it resounds in with the glass, but doesn't crack it.
Ooh. Okay. And there was all disadvantage, right?
Yep.
And then I'm gonna slam the thing that I think is there with a shield
Okay.
and push it away. Athletics?
Yep.
21.
I get a 7.
So I'm just gonna
Thanks,
knock
Skull
it
Splitter Dice.
flying.
Okay. Knock it back 5 feet?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
No.
Okay. We go to the top of the round with Sebastian.
All right. I'm sorry that I put you in this situation, Pluto. I'll try to take care of it. I'm gonna cast Scorching Ray,
Okay.
Yeah.
and the one that he just knocked back, I'm going to attack first.
Okay.
Do I get advantage?
No,
with
these
that?
creatures have blind sight.
Of course they do. Why not? You knew what I
In
was
fact,
thinking.
looking upon them, none of them have eyes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Creepier.
In fact, in most cases, the sockets you can see now this close, their eye sockets themselves are empty and just like that's where the most of the glass is concentrated around, as if they saw some great explosion and it blew their eyes away. Which they did. That's exactly what happened.
Good. So then technically I have disadvantage because there's one attacking me.
That would be true. Yes. Do you still wish to do this?
Goodness. I'm going to try to get away from this guy, so I'm actually going to back up.
Provoke
over
the
here
opportunity attack.
and hopefully not get hit.
It is a wild opportunist, and it gets a 18 to hit.
Okay.
You take 17 points of slashing damage as shards of glass rip across your side as you go to escape. And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
I get an 8.
Okay. Where the wound dug into your flesh does not cauterize or bleed, but you can feel the flesh turning into glass.
Oh.
Oh no.
You are restrained, and you have not moved away.
Oh.
And I also have to roll about my
Your
concentration
concentration.
Yeah.
on darkness. I was like trying to crawl away from this guy, and it's gone very poorly. And here's my concentration check. 18. So I maintain concentration on darkness, but I'm just hanging out there.
You still have your action. You are restrained.
So I imagine that Sebastian starts to like clamber away, gets scraped along the back, and kind of like just slumps there screaming. And he turns, and you know what? I'm gonna try to.
Basically, it reaches forward, and as it does so, it grasps at you, and it's the almost like it's impaled you and held you in place with the glass, and like the glass is starting to fuse into the wound.
Oh, can I take a swing at it for Sentinel
Yes, you can.
with disadvantage? Well, I'm just not gonna even roll that next one.
I reach out and I grab Pluto, and I'm like, I need out of here.
I swing and I'm like, I don't know what's happening.
And I thunderstep both of us.
Yay!
Okay, that's going to be hitting 3 of them. All 3 fail their Constitution saving throws. Roll damage.
Uh-oh. And they're glassy, right?
Yeah, this is going to be bad for them.
All right.
I'm so glassy.
After taking that brutal hit, I immediately want out of there, but I don't want to go anywhere.
Don't
without
be a glass hole.
Pluto.
I like that.
You know what? I'm gonna empower this spell
Okay.
and reroll 2 of those dice. There we go.
Nice.
10, 15,
Nurse.
23.
There is a crack of thunder, and it is the sound of breaking windows. Like they as the air is sucked in as you teleport with the thunderstep, and the resounding shockwave goes out, and you just see all of them crack, and then the glass just flies out in different directions as it just shatters and breaks and flies into pieces, destroying all 3 of them.
Woo!
And I reappear, and Pluto just hears me like screaming in pain, but you can't see me.
Nope, I still have no idea where
The shard of glass is still impaled in you, Sebastian.
You're fine.
We go to
I'm
Veo.
Fine.
So I'm still
Yep.
at the top here, kind of taking a look. I see the darkness like disappear, and I'm
And
like,
the loud crack of thunder.
"Whoa," and I see this zombie glass guy coming towards me, and I'm like, nope. And I take 2 shots at him.
Okay,
19.
that hits.
Who's left?
Just this one little.
Oh,
thing
nice.
here.
17 damage.
Nice.
And then I take my
Next
second
shot.
shot. 17 to hit.
That hits as well. Wow. You guys had hot dice.
18.
Where were those
Damage.
last week?
I know.
Big Linda.
Like-
Yeah, jeez.
Why am I still
Like
concentrating on
undead who
darkness?
are
I don't know.
easy to
I
hit.
could have
No
had a
problem.
clean
The
hit
2
on him.
shots resound out, shattering it to 1,000,000 pieces.
Yes. I count the 1,000,000 pieces. I wait.
Why am I concentrating on
Like,
darkness?
no one knows why he's concentrating on darkness.
I
It's not
just-
helping anyone, but it's only hurting me.
Sebastian feels like it's protecting him. He doesn't. He feels safe.
How many more?
They're destroyed.
Oh,
Yeah.
got him.
Okay,
I'm confused because I was standing over there a minute ago.
And you have the glass in you, right?
Ah!
I rush over
Ah!
to inspect
Ah!
where his arm is glass.
Okay, make a medicine check.
Get it out.
21.
Oh, but
You kind of
Veo-
pull the shard of glass out, and as you
Oh.
do, you pull the piece of glass out, there's like this ripping, sort of schlorking, breaking sound
Ugh.
as the bits of his flesh around the wound that were turning to glass are pulled out with the shard of glass. Sebastian, you take another 10 points of damage, but you are no longer restrained and turning into glass.
Thanks. I'm in so much
Do you
pain.
need a potion?
I need a nap. I need
Do you want like just a general potion of healing?
a nappy nap and a doctor. I'll take.
I'm the only medical official around here, and you're fine. You'll be fine.
Okay, doc. Do I have potions?
I have a greater and a regular.
I have a potion of greater healing.
You want a regular?
No, I might use my potion of greater healing.
Okay. I'll save the one.
I'm gonna.
Oh, I also have the Kaogotum's ointment.
Oh yeah,
What does that
you
do?
might as well use it up. There's one left in it.
How much does that give me?
Now, that also cures poison and disease.
Oh, we're gonna hold off on that.
Oh, maybe we should.
All right, I'll just drink my potion. I lean up against some rubble and I lay there and sip on my potion.
Say, Pluto, feed him
Okay.
the potion.
I'm
I got-
actually going to be busy. I want to go
it.
collect delirium. Veo, we should collect the delirium from their backs and stuff.
Good idea.
Is any of it salvageable?
Much of the ones that were hit, much of them are.
Good thing.
There are, in total, when
We already have blasphemy on us for selling it, so it's like might as well just commit. We've committed.
I'm
to
going
it.
you guys
for
just
it.
loot the bodies while I die over here.
Do you want some like
Okay.
Illyrian liquor?
If you finish your potion, you'll be fine.
Do you want some Illyrian liquor to like go with that potion?
so you managed to salvage together.
I have 2 more left.
There are 2 large chips of delirium that are worth 50 gold that you could probably get 50 gold pieces
You got
each
this
for.
right, Veo?
And 1d6, 3 fragments. They're probably worth about 100 gold pieces each. The chips each weigh a pound, and the larger fragments each weigh 2 pounds.
Just throw them in my bag of holding.
So 2 large, and then you said 3.
2 chips and 3 fragments.
My
And we already had 5.
illustrious colleagues.
Fragments or chips?
Yeah. Chips.
Let's make
now
let's
we
make
have
necklaces.
Goes
7.
chips, fragments, shards,
Delirium?
crystals,
Yeah.
geodes.
No.
Oh, I
And
have
have
5
it hang
shards
near
on
your
here, but
our
we'll go with chips.
our heart, so we
You
can
have
guide
shards?
us.
Okay. Yeah.
5
They
shards.
can't touch our
We
skin.
just generally use shards.
I'm
but
just gonna put it over
I'll
my
go
armor.
7 chips,
Hmm.
3 fragments.
I'm just gonna mage hand mine.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks.
We're
Yeah,
now.
you could probably gather up some more like bits of dust and smaller pieces, but most of that was been scattered around.
Yeah, I'd say let's not spend too much more time in this. Let's follow our heart lights.
Let's follow our hearts. I want to make like a makeshift necklace to hold the piece of delirium, kind of like
Okay.
over my chest,
Yeah, you can.
just so it makes it easier, so I can stab things while I follow my heart.
So we're still gonna split up.
Are they still pointing different ways?
Yep.
Okay.
Let's follow them.
It was my idea.
Sebastian, Veo, know that I watch over you, but
You won't be able to see us.
I won't be able to see you at all or hear you,
Okay, guys.
especially if you're in darkness.
Anybody, if something goes wrong, you keep yelling pork chop so that we can pinpoint you.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
You
I'm pretty
do
sure
not
sound can
stop.
travel.
Like
in
an
here.
alarm system that hasn't been turned off.
But don't say words until we get there, because you also want to be sneaky.
I
Guys,
clink away.
I'm so nervous about this.
I start clinking towards my target.
Oh, Pluto's gone.
I start sneaking away quietly.
Oh,
Okay.
Theo's gone. I'm standing alone here talking to myself. All right, I'm gonna head in this direction.
All right. You head in the different directions of your own respective heart lights, off the path until the light from each other's lights cannot be seen, nor from the torches. You each walk along an empty street, and you can each roll a d20.
Guys, this is the worst idea we've ever had.
We've had worse.
I rolled a 10.
I rolled a 9.
I rolled a 7.
Okay.
I don't know what they mean. I can't get a read.
Guys,
Veo,
I'm so nervous.
you walk along the street, empty and alone, and you can see the shadows of the dead, their silhouettes, the blast against the buildings, the low rumble of rock, and here and there the odd floating piece of masonry going by. You continue walking forward. Sebastian, as you walk along the path, you hear a voice just saying, "Why? Why? Why?"
Do I recognize the voice?
What does it sound like to you?
My father?
Sure.
You made it way creepier than it had to be. You could have just. Dad?
Dad? Oh God, no! Why would he be here? Don't yell that out. Shh. Just keep walking. I'm just gonna keep walking. I'm just focusing on walking.
Pluto. As you walk along, you can see in the street ahead of you, there's a body laying on the ground. The ground ahead is glass. And as you walk past it, the face looks up at you and smiles and looks at you. And it says, the man is fused into the ground with glass. He says, please help me. And as you look down at him, another voice sounds out, a woman's voice. No, help me, please. I've been here so long. And turn around on one of the walls, similarly fused in the glass and with a shard of delirium growing out of her head, is another common folk woman.
Yeah, I pretend like my helmet is muffling. I can't hear them. And I'm just gonna kind of just keep clinking along. Like I don't know.
You continue
my
walking
headphones were
along, passing
on.
more people, some of which are
Oh no.
their faces fused together into buildings. One, a straggling mass of a man that is fused to a glass horse.
Don't kick the horse.
I was actually thinking, should I kick it?
And you continue walking forward?
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of freaking me out. I do like the little tiptoe run when something like is getting closer to me, or if I have to get like past it, and I try not to think about it and look back. I just try to keep going forward.
Okay. You can all make one last Constitution saving throw.
21.
15.
22.
Oh wait, do we do it with disadvantage?
You're all good.
No.
You walk for what feels like another hour alone before in front of you are the walls of St. Selena's. As the three of you step out from the haze to a large building, the large towers of St. Selena's before you.
How far, like, do I notice them? How far from each other are we? Oh my god, guys. Guys. I've never been happier to see you in my whole life.
I mean, my way was pretty empty, to be honest. Like,
You didn't hear any voices?
Nah.
Did you hear a voice?
I saw so many glass people. One of them was like fused into the wall, and another one was like, "Help me!" And I was like, "Ooh, I don't think I can." Well, actually, I didn't say anything. I pretended like they weren't there, like most glass people.
I would also.
Oh gosh!
That's.
And there was a guy that was part horse. He was like a centaur, but like not the
you
good
saw
kind
a
of centaur. It was more of like if a horse and a person were put together,
Like a centaur.
yeah, but like not like a centaur.
Maybe he can help us.
We should not
Like a horse person, if you glued someone to the horse.
Yeah.
Oh,
if
like a
if
bad,
you
like,
had a
stage
full
play
horse and a
centaur.
full centaur, and you just mashed them together.
Full centaur. That's like two human torsos.
I just heard my dad. Did anybody else hear my dad?
I think you guys shouldn't touch the delirium anymore. Pass it back.
Yeah, you can have my delirium necklace. I don't want
Put it in my
anymore.
bag.
And as you reach for them, a voice says, "Those shards have lit your way forward with glowing hearts. Keep them close." Standing before you is a flaxen-haired woman with sharp features and expressions. She looks at you with piercing eyes. She has a golden circlet holding up her long, straight hair from a thin face. She is very simply adorned in penitent robes. And though underneath the robes, you can see the octarine glow from her breast where her heart would be. Clear sign that she too has one of these pieces of delirium in her. And she says, "You found your own path and your own truth. Those lights that others have walked, you knew not to follow that old light, but the inner light, your own soul. This is the path of the falling fire. This is how we will see a new age. Welcome. Are you ready for the next steps?
I'm ready for some steps, some answers, maybe some food.
Who are you?
I am Lucretia Matthias.
I've heard of you.
He's a big fan. He actually has your book. Can we get it autographed?
I would hope that you have come for more than that.
We have a lot in common, you and I.
Really?
I think so.
You've come here just to talk with me?
That's correct.
You've not come in true faith, have you?
We've come in a form of faith. I believe that what you're doing is incredible work. I believe that you might be onto something, and we're here on behalf of Drakkenheim and the betterment of Drakkenheim. And I'm very interested in what you guys are doing because I think that you may have a large part to play in the betterment of Drakkenheim. And I myself...
You are wrong.
Oh.
We care not for the betterment of Drakkenheim. Our goals are not so humble, perhaps. We are here for the soul of our people, of all mortals, and to find out on what side of the next age we will all be on. These concerns of this city, of this place, it is but the threshold for a new age. We need not worry about the fate of the city. Of what import is that for the fate of all our souls?
But I think what you should be worried about is people who have come to disrupt the fallen star.
Yes, we will protect it.
How will you protect it with so Mica people, though?
We're here to learn about that. We'd like to learn from you, if that's an option.
We will protect it, guide it through faith, and lit with the sword of truth.
Lucretia, 15 years ago, I had visions of the falling fire. I don't know what these mean, but I've heard that you had similar visions.
She takes your hand, holds it tight, and she says, "You are not alone. There are many others who knew long before. They are here. We are all waiting for you to join us. There is fraternity, family, and faith in the dawn of a new age together here. We have all seen the same thing."
And do you know what it means?
A new age is upon us. A great age of heroes and light. Are you ready?
Yes.
Then come, and we will take this shard, and we will drive it into your hearts so that your light may shine.
You still ready?
I prefer to leave my body unstabbed. Thank you.
Sebastian's in awe in this moment. Nobody's ever offered him this before. He doesn't answer.
Are you ready?
No. And Sebastian, I don't think any of us are ready to be stabbed with delirium.
There's others that have seen it.
Remember the queen.
It's
There's other people like me.
Milady,
There's other people who stab themselves with delirium, but then they end up crazy.
I don't know if you've encountered people like us before, but our hesitation doesn't come from a lack of faith, but maybe a lack of understanding. Maybe with a little bit more.
Through faith, you will find understanding. Through faith, we may see the way, the truth, and the light. It guides our path.
What did you do before the meteor fell?
I was a flame keeper, like many others that are here. I preached the good word of the sacred fire, held it deeply in my heart, tended to the souls of those in need, until I saw the falling fire. And it is a revelation of a new age to come. The sins of this world will be washed away and reborn in something new. And we must allow our light to truly shine.
Who was your first disciple? Who was your first follower?
There were few in those early times, but now there are many. They have come here with me. Some have fallen, and others have not.
Who is your longest surviving follower?
There are others here. If you would like to meet them, you will when you're during your initiation.
Pluto, you said it was a good idea, maybe, to drive the delirium into our hearts. Maybe we could become
Sebastian.
super powerful.
You are quoting me. You are directly quoting me from only a few hours before this.
Yes.
Maybe it's like I'm standing on the edge. I'm standing on the edge, and I don't know if I'm ready to jump.
Are you forgetting about all the different delirium things that we've come across in this city? You think stabbing yourself in the heart with delirium is going to be...
Do you know why I came to this city?
Is it to stab yourself in the heart?
figure out what's going on with the delirium?
Because if it was, that'd be really cool.
Self-experimentation,
No,
though.
it was to figure out why I had visions of a meteor hitting Drakkenheim before a meteor hit Drakkenheim. It was to find my purpose. It was to reclaim my rights as being a hero, somebody who brought light to this world instead of the darkness that I've caused. It was.
Please don't shave your head.
Again.
What is your name?
My name is Sebastian Crow.
Sebastian Crow. The brightest flames cast the darkest shadows. You are touched by sorcery, are you not?
Yes.
In time you will know that your curse is a blessing.
Sebastian starts like crying. He like drops to his knees and he's sobbing at her feet.
I go up to Sebastian and I grab both his shoulders, dig it in my claws, and say, "Snap out of it, buddy. This is the haze talking."
I fought so hard.
Okay.
And you're gonna continue to fight.
You claim to be his friend, and yet you lead him astray from destiny?
I lead him to not dying by stabbing himself in the heart with delirium.
Yeah, that does sound bad.
Uh,
I just want to understand.
This is an easy way.
Lucia. What's her name?
Lucretia.
Lucretia?
Lucretia.
Lucretia.
I offer nothing easy. There is nothing easy to the path that we walk. But it is one It will cost much and cost everything, but it is a cost of faith and blood that is worth being paid.
You know what that sounds like? Remember that demon we saw in your mom's mirror? He wanted a lot for answers as well.
The queen wants and the queen wants a bunch of stuff for answers.
Why does
Everybody wants a big price.
but
Everything
these,
costs so much.
but the demon, and oddly enough, these people have answers that I need. Pluto, what do I do?
What happens if we do not have the faith?
If you are
Not
found
willing to
wanting, if there is darkness in your soul, it will be purified and all will be revealed.
What if all that I have is darkness? What if that's all of me? What if there is nothing else? Can you purify that much darkness?
Is not black coal used to light hot flames?
Never thought of that.
And she's the one who's telling me this.
Man, she's really swinging me.
I think, Sebastian, you don't need delirium to light those flames. You already have those flames in you. Don't let her talk you into doing something that's gonna do more harm than good.
What have I done? What have I done?
What do you mean, what have you done?
I showed up here claiming that I was going to protect you guys, and all I've done is gotten us into worse and worse problems.
No! Drakkenheim has gotten into worse and worse problems. The only reason we're here is because we've stuck together and we've made decisions as a team.
And we learn from our mistakes.
Exactly.
That
Pluto
is
has
good.
learned a lot from his mistakes.
And
And he
remember that
killed a troll.
It
wasn't there one
matters
time-
not what your sins are. We are all sinners, and none of us truly deserve the light and purification of the flame. But it asks us of that. It asks that we give of ourselves for this great purpose.
Sebastian, you don't need to listen to these talking flames to be a hero. You're already a hero. That's why you're my best friend.
Yeah.
Do you not wish to find our truth here? Do you not wish to share in our glory?
And she has a shard in her heart.
Indeed.
Theo, you've been my friend a lot longer than Lucretia has.
Yep.
She's talking a lot of things that I want to hear right now. These are very important things to me.
Yeah, a lot of people will talk a lot of things, but
I sense that you have not come here out of faith, but you have come here for some other reason.
We came here to learn what you represent, and we came here to understand what you are.
I have nothing to hide. The flame illuminates all.
Are we allowed to come in and not partake?
No.
We've made this journey. It was a very difficult journey. If we could but rest one night here.
There is
wanna rest
no
in
place for
peace?
you here if you will not accept the flame into your heart.
So
What
you
is
don't
this?
represent the good of all people, only the people that will follow you.
Those who turn their back on the flame will be burned by it.
We're not turning our back. You're asking us to drive delirium into our hearts. Has nobody ever questioned that?
Nobody that has come this far. Few make it this far, and none that do not come with purpose or reason.
We come
And
with purpose or reason.
Does
just
that not mean that
not the same?
we must serve a purpose and have a reason? We saved, oh man, what was his name?
Schaefer.
Schaefer. He told us that we were welcome. He told us that it was an age of heroes.
And you are welcome.
But not welcome.
Make a persuasion check.
Not welcome in.
Mm. 16?
I can see that you are not convinced. You harbor doubt in your hearts, and where there is doubt, there cannot be faith. If you wish, you may stay with us here. Until you recover your wounds, and hopefully you will come to see the light. But if you will not stay with us, you must leave by morning.
Okay.
Reasonable, but I'm still worried about this haze.
Is the haze like in the building?
Yes.
It's everywhere. I'm even wondering if we should take a hop over to the tower.
One moment.
Huddle.
Guys, I was hoping that we could maybe stay long enough to learn what we need to learn. I don't know. There's so much happening right now. This is...
I think we finished. I think we got what we need.
Yeah, we know they're not a threat.
You guys may have gotten all you need.
It's not like we can't come back and ask them more questions.
Look,
though.
you have lots of opportunities to drive delirium into your heart. If you don't want to rush it, like I'm okay with that. Like even people sit on tattoos for like a year before they get them. Like you don't have to just dive in. Like don't peer pressure.
Yeah, I'm sorry,
You
guys.
can do it tomorrow.
Nobody's ever
The
said...
thing is that she's. We don't even know if people survive the thing. She won't even tell us who her oldest followers are. She believed up until the meteor hit in the other sacred flame.
Mm-hmm.
She, as far as we know, she's a charlatan. She's a trickster. She could believe exactly what she says, but the fact that she lives in this haze is very scary.
It's a bit bonkers, yeah.
I think we need to take our time with this, and if you do want to make that decision, I'll support you. In fact, I'll hold the hammer, I guess. I'll help you drive the delirium in, and I might even join you if it requires my help, but I think that might be too much of a rash decision.
All I know is...
You're right. Like, I literally just met her, and she kind of... I don't know, guys. I got a little lost there.
Beguiled.
She said so many things that I've been waiting for somebody to say to me for 15 years.
I think she knows that.
I think she knows that. And
She
I
knows.
mean, expert opinion, she is one sandwich short of a picnic. So take what she says with a grain of salt.
You are so good at that.
I want to use the know your enemy feature, and I want to see if can you tell me if her current hit points is compared to 67
Higher.
and her total class levels compared to 7.
Higher.
She's a beast.
If you guys think that we should leave, then I'm gonna leave. I'm sorry about that. I got a little crazy.
Let's stay till morning.
I don't want to stay in the haze till morning.
Should we just go back?
We're already exhausted. I think we need to
Are we close?
regroup.
Can we get to the clock tower from here?
Well, we'd have to cross the river.
There's a few bridges, right?
We're already in the city. There, yes? From what I see on the map, there's bridges, yes?
Yep.
So if we cross one of the bridges and...
Yeah, pulling open the map, you can see that the St. Selena's has 3 large towers and a triangular courtyard. It used to be... St. Selena's has been an abbey, a prison, and an asylum in its time. It has a great gate with a drawbridge in front of it that has been left down that Lucretia was standing on. You can see that there are flames behind her illuminating it, but with even the haze, it's difficult to see what's going on in the courtyard. You've been waiting outside the walls, which are otherwise similar to the walls that surround the entire city. But the towers, 2 of the towers are built into the Dran River. And though the haze is thick, with a landmark like the river, you might have an easier time getting out of here than you did getting in.
Especially if we follow the river to the bridge, and then that goes basically right
yeah,
to Market
you'd be going
Square.
across Temple Bridge or Market Square. There's the 2 bridges. There's Temple Bridge and Champions Bridge.
Mm-hmm.
You could take either one of those across either into the Temple Ward or up and towards the clock tower.
Have we heard any route is safer?
There's 2 problems on either way. If you go towards Champions Bridge, you are going to come extremely close to the Great Crater.
Mm-hmm.
But if you take Temple Bridge on the other side, you'll have to pass near Slaughterstone Square.
Can't we go around Slaughterstone?
You can. Again, you still are going in the vicinity of Slaughterstone Square, just like you're going in the vicinity of the crater.
If you want to go back to the tower, which I understand, it gets us out of the haze.
Mm-hmm.
We've met all the factions.
Yep.
I think we have a clear idea on what they all represent now.
Yeah, I mean, there's obviously some more digging that we could do, but in order to take that plunge, we're kind of risking our lives.
Yeah, no, I respect that decision.
What about the sewers? What if there's sewers nearby where we can try to get into St. Selena's? Not through her means, but through our own.
I don't know if I want to start a war with these guys.
Yeah, they're pretty much focused on their own, and I think, I mean, ultimately, they've got their own path. And what they're doing, they're not really concerned with what else is going on, so...
I mean, that's really why we came, and I agree. We came to figure out what their intentions are, and they seem kind of bold and vague, but they don't seem to be... I don't think they're going to interfere with at least our immediate plans. We'll have to revisit them in the future.
I also have this book to read.
You do have to follow up with that book. It might be important.
So I mean, if we go back to our tower, I can spend the day
In your
Reading.
library.
Yeah, we
In
can
my
understand it
library.
a little bit more.
with the Modrons.
I'm wondering if we can also find out some more information about them, also from the Falling, or not the Falling Fire, the Paladins. They might have some information closer to maybe some scientific information rather than this.
Yeah, I want to know what this lady was up to before she
Descriptions.
became like keeper of the everything.
Yeah.
And we can also meet up with the Rat Prince and, let him know what's going on and get him ready for battle, because he doesn't love a good battle with the Rat Prince.
That's true.
We'll give him some armor.
Okay. So, you're going to depart, head back to the clock tower, and regroup,
Deliberate.
make your next step from there.
Regroup.
We'll
yeah. Okay.
a polite but firm farewell.
Okay. We'll take it from there next week.
Oh.
Alright.
Well,
Interesting.
developments. We've now got all the players are now on the board.
You know what it reminded me of is like, when Pluto really liked that flower in the garden?
Yeah.
You were going towards the flower. Kind of shook you out of it.
It was actually really interesting. I didn't know that Sebastian was going to react that way until it was happening, but I was listening to the words that Monty was saying, and it literally just fell in line. And you did that on purpose. I know you did. I mean, maybe you did. I don't know. But everything you said
Did
fell
I?
in line with, like, what are Sebastian's wants in life?
That's what a good gypsy fortune teller does too.
Yeah, no, it was spot on, and I
Or like
I had to play into it.
a palm reader.
I'm not gonna play into it when somebody's spouting out. Like if somebody walked up to me and was
Not to
just like,
disparage those
do
that-
you want $1 million and I don't know, to play video games before they come out? I'd be like, yeah, sure, drive whatever into my chest. I want to.
Whoa, 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 whoa! I want to on the record, drive whatever you want onto my chest for $1 million and some video games before they come out, including mobile.
Yeah,
like Clash of Clans 2.
Yeah,
You would
Clash of
accept-
Clans too. Just drive it into my chest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
sure.
Oh, so
that wraps it up for this evening. Thank you so much to our cast, Jill, Kelly, and Joe for playing, and a massive thank you to Kyle for working behind the scenes to manage and save the stream when we had that weird crash with my computer. Thank all of you watching live for bearing with the technical difficulties. We try to iron them out. Again, we've got a basement set up down here with, the best Wi-Fi you can get in Canada, but that's not saying much. Yeah. But a big thank you to those and to our producer Clayton, who gets the episodes up onto YouTube for us as well.
And a thank you to Axe and Shield for providing us with such wonderful things like the initiative tracker and flight stands and various other things. He has a Kickstarter starting May 4th. So make sure to check out Axe and Shield, both the products he already has available and his Kickstarter.
And again, the music provided by Tabletop Audio to create an atmospheric, ambient, kind of like symphony with Monty's words to really set you into Drakkenheim. Check it out, Tabletop Audio. It's all free. We use it all the time. It's great. And
finally, thank you to Hunter's Ears Boar, who has a voice like a symphony, who does our intro video. Check him out here on Twitch.
We use Terrain by Dwarven Forge, and our miniatures are custom Hero Forge figures for the player characters and WizKids icons of the realms for everything else.
And tonight's episode of Dungeons of Drakkenheim was sponsored by Skull Splitter Dice.
We've got a fantastic collection of their premium metal dice to use at our game tonight, which rolled awesome for these guys and terribly for me.
That's the way we like it.
Finally.
Yeah, that perfectly balanced as all things should be. Indeed. Make sure that you head up over to skullsplitterdice.com and use the discount code DDudes at checkout to save 15% on your new addition to your dice collection. I know you want more dice. They should be Skull Splitter dice. They're a really nice treat.
So nice.
Definitely
really
want
like
some.
If you're enjoying the stream and you want to support our work, make sure to check out our Patreon. You can find it by following the links below or at patreon.com/dungeon_dudes. And anybody that joins our Patreon gets access to our Discord channel where we talk with all of our patrons about really cool stuff behind the scenes on Drakkenheim. We talk about like the latest episodes. We have behind the scenes section that the three of us don't have access to, where you can talk to Monty about theories and what's going on and all the secrets of Drakkenheim that I'm dying to know.
Earlier this week, I showed them, I was sharing on Discord excerpts from my Dungeon Master screen, and I shared some of my conversion notes for Red Hand of Doom as well. So there's all sorts of like, if you're interested in getting like once in a while, like people will just ask a question on Discord and be like, how do I do this thing? And 95% of the time I have something in my notes that helps there. So I've been trying to share some cool stuff like that with folks. So if you're like, what should I put on my DM screen? I've got some cool things to share there. That might actually make it into a video sometime.
That'd be cool.
That'd be a cool video.
Yeah.
What to put on your DM screen.
Yeah, the quick stuff that you need.
Yeah.
all the time.
Speaking of YouTube, be sure to check us out on YouTube. Kelly and I post new videos there every Thursday at youtube.com/dungeon-dudes, where we cover everything D&D, including lots of advice for dungeon masters and some awesome guides for players. We got some awesome new stuff coming up over the coming weeks, so be sure to follow us there as well. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time in the Dungeons of Drakkenheim.